Let's see. Ooh, shit. I gotta change the chat overlay. Oh my God, this is so stressful. I just messed up the sound. It's okay though. Maybe you guys are here, but I'm sorry, everyone. I'm just trying to change the chat to the right chat. I had to like redo the stream. Here it is. This is an old chat. Let me pop out this chat. I'm sorry. Thank you for your patience. Basically, I I don't know if I needed to restart the stream, but I did just because like uh the phone bombs on the floor. The um Rode mic wasn't connecting and I was worried that the OBS like I hadn't opened it's so stupid. It's so many apps, it's so many little things, but I hadn't opened the Rode Connect app. And so it was just like I didn't know if I needed to restart OBS in order to do that. Not sure, but I did. So that's what happened. And then I had to create a new live stream whole link because OBS had already used the old one. Does that make sense? It's just complicated. Do you know? So you didn't get the intro video. Oh well. Oh well. Sorry. If you saw if you're watching this live later, do you guys want me to play it again? I'm not going to. Um so that's silly. That's what happened. I'm going to delete the other one forever. It's okay. It took me a while to make that video for the intro. I know if you're here you saw it. So if you weren't here for the live, you didn't get my intro video. I'm sorry. Next time tune in. Okay, so but now I think all of the links I posted Okay, give me a second cuz now all the links I posted on social media are going to be wrong for fuck's sake. Um It's okay. No one, it's okay. If you're tuning in, you tuned in. If you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, too bad, so sad. You should subscribe, like and subscribe to my YouTube. Thank you, Elevated Trades. I did a lot of work on that intro. Let me make sure I've got my live chat going right now. Hi, Madam Dram. Hi, Petra. I'm back. I'm back. I'm sorry. I just like you know, it just took me a second to figure everything out. Okay, so welcome to the Club Sesh. Today we're talking about what makes a strain, no fluff. We'll dig into sativa. I mean, maybe a little fluff. I'm definitely going to order something to eat and we'll hang out. Um, we're going to dig into sativa, indica, and ruderalis, land races, strains, terpenes, inedibles, and more. We'll have some polls. Hi, Amy. We'll ask some questions. And at the end of it, I'm going to highlight some nonprofits that are working to help get people out of prison for weed. Silly. Okay. So, first and foremost, let's order something to eat because I'm hungry. Clearly, I need to eat something. And if you want to see your name written on the board in cursive during the live stream, oh, and let me keep my Discord open just in case anyone wants to say anything in the Discord who's one of my Patreon members. Um, uh, what was I saying? That's what I needed to go with my peanut butter. What? Okay. Oh, wait, let me turn the sound off on that so you guys, I don't think you're hearing that. And then I have a little thing we can read about these, but first I want to decide what am I ordering. Um, Let me see if I can't. let's see. I love marshmallows. I fucking love marshmallows too. Um, it's so true. I do love marshmallows. I'm looking for things to order. Chipotle. Petra. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. I'm trying to decide what to get. I'm looking at things on DoorDash. I know it's bad. I don't care. I need a dab. Should I get a Caesar wrap? What should I get? Last time you had Thai. I did have Thai. That was great. I love Thai, but I had Thai last time. Should I get a bunch of groceries? Let me see if I can just put in French fries. Okay, let me see. Maybe I'll get a pizza, but I want to try new pizza. Let me see what is. Boop, 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 boop. Today we have a good topic, I'm sorry, I'm hungry. It's dinner time. The live stream is during dinner. I get stoned, I get hungry, and I need to eat something. Chick-fil-A. No way. Yeah, Madam Dram, you're right. Boop time. It's a boop time. It's a boop time. Not crumble. We already did that. Angry chicks. Popular dishes. Tres leches. Cannoli from Desano. Ravioli tricolore. A lot of tres leches. People really are into tres leches. I get it. It's good. This is the 710 um, upside down frown. Like, I'm still smoking this. I haven't. I kind of do it like ice cream. You know, like the top of an ice cream. I'm like, oh, I just got to make it a little even. But I've been trying to like not totally blow my load on all of this rosin because it's fucking expensive. But guess what I did today? You guys are going to be proud of me. I finally finished getting my medical card from LeafWall. So stupid that it took me that long. Can I tell you how easy it is? Easy peasy. I don't remember what my, let me look it up in my Gmail actually. I was like, I don't remember what my code is that you guys can get a discount. But if you don't have your medical card and you're not working for the government and my friend Nina was saying she's worried to be on a list. I'm like, lady, if they want to know anything about you, they already know it. We are not interesting to them unless they're worried you're gonna, you know, wait, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Come on, son of a bitch. Let's go, baby. Boop. See, I try not to do that. I don't want it to smoke at all. But sometimes you just gotta, like, you're like trying to get it off of that thing. I don't do big boops. I'm not a big booper, okay? Okay. Hi, Christopher Brady. Yes, I've heard it before. You're one of many who say that. Barbecue chicken pizza. Ooh. Booping some Dante's Inferno. Ooh. Dante's Inferno. That reminds me of those girls who always say, I'm going to make me a little bigger. There we go. Um, that's better. Hi, Club. Hi, Forb Donut. You guys, the dog is under sleep, passed out under the couch. Totally passed out. I got to order something, but let me get my Path app out because I want to boop the house down right now. I should probably order something then boop, but we're not going to be responsible today. We're going to boop then order. Boop boop. Ready to go, baby. Not quite yet. Hi, Soham. Soham? Is that how you say your name? Please let me know. Um, what else? Lemon squeeze. What else we got? It's working. Yay. How is everyone doing today? Yes, we're doing great. Right, Chris? Please, Chris, Jasmine. Ah, I broke the glass for this day break. I broke the glass for it. Oh my god, I don't need a big boot. Take this right away. Right away. Is there a lot of craft small batch live rosin brands in the LA dispensaries? The ones near me only have the bigger names like 710, Jetty, Raw Garden. We have Mountain Man Melts. I just finished his Moroccan Peaches rosin. I'm going to go back to the dispensary with my medical card and I'm going to do, hi Demetrius, hi Chef Butts, how you doing? Don't worry, I am going to send your book. Chef Demetrius was the only one who took me up on my offer that if you donated to Freedom Grows, I would put you in a raffle. There was no raffle because only one person donated, and I would give you a signed book, right? Free book. Donate. He donated. Sent me an email, and now he's going to have a book headed his way. So there you go. Pays to pay attention. Anyway, so Mountain Man Melts. I'm going to go and get some more rosin from them, and I want to compare how much it cost before I got my card and like what the difference is between having your medical card and not as far as taxes go because California just increased their taxes on cannabis, state taxes on cannabis by 5%. It's a lot. You have to know black market to, I don't like to use that word. I always say like the illegal market to get small batch living soil. Mountain Man melts, heads will roll. Professor Z Sift are some suggestions. Yeah, Mountain Man melts are really, I was so impressed with the Moroccan peaches. It just like smacks you in the face as soon as you open the jar. This to me is like it just smokes so clean. If that makes not clean, but it just hits in a different way. I feel like 710 is just tried and true, and there's a reason there's a cult following for it. It's just solid. His technique is, you know, I'm sure he's got a whole bunch of proprietary SOPs that he does to have such a consistently good product. What does a gram of top shelf stock cost of this live rosin? This was, and this is in his Percy. Like I haven't even tried that top shelf stuff. If you want me to try top shelf, feel free to send me a super chat to help fund that. I'm serious. They really do, they help so much and that's been like the club Patreon. Let me put that in here as well because the Patreon is really where it's at. Oh my gosh, I'm watching myself on Patreon. It's an awesome, awesome club, and that is how we have a Discord chat, which is very cool. We have a bunch of different channels. I don't know if you're a member there yet, but I highly suggest joining. It's been a lot of fun to get to know everyone in the Patreon. I'm just gonna take this out here. Um, Wait, actually, let me do it like this. Join my club and Discord. So you have to join the Discord. You have to be a paid member. That's kind of along with having access to the vlog. I just posted my travel vlog. I don't know if you guys like that, but if you haven't watched it, there is like a TLDR. There's a little disclaimer because I went to a cattle ranch and it was, it's spring, so they have all the new babies and the boys get the old and they brand their cows. So that was part of the episode, but it's a really cool. I ate a lot of really awesome food, traditional local dishes, and had a lot of fun. Ate a lot of mangoes, different types of mangoes. And that, like, look at that plant, right? Look at the mango and how many different varieties. And, like, we don't geek out about that, but there's all these different types of mango. So that's the same thing as far as strains go. It's different with cannabis plants. They they reproduce differently. Some can do it just on their own, right? They've got all the parts themselves. I just got a vanilla bean because my uncle inspired me to get a vanilla plant. If you know, you know. It's part of the vlog episode. Um, just got cantaloupe. Yum. I love cantaloupe. Oh, fuck. I haven't ordered anything. See, this is why I was like, I should order DoorDash before I fucking do this shit. I could get sushi. I could get. What sounds good to you guys? What do you want? Basically, what do you want to watch me eat? I don't want anything like super, super yucky, greasy or anything like that. I wouldn't mind somewhere that has dessert options. I always love a dessert. I have to finish with dessert. Um, I feel like I'm seeing some elephant growth rosin for $300 a gram. I can't imagine. What? That rosin better fucking make me like better than any other feeling I've ever had in my goddamn life. What are they thinking? I guess people could charge what they can charge. You know? Sushi. Should I get sushi? What day is it? Wednesday? It's not a bad day to get sushi. There really are. That's a myth that there's, you know, but still. Um, Let me see my sushi options because I can be a bit of a snob about sushi, but I don't mind eating some sushi. Um, ooh, this one's further away though, but it's a customer favorite. I want something close, closer. It's like, do you get the kind of like, what do you do when you get the delivery? What do you do? What do you do? I love sushi though. Oh, I did a little bit of yoga today. It was nice. You know, got to do it. We are going to get to our conversation today. Don't worry. I'm just letting people come in. Smoke your pot. Panera. I've had Panera before. Um, I don't want Panera. I'm sorry. I don't know if I want any of these. Let me see what we got. See, I want a really high rating. That looks boring, but it does look good. That has a high delivery fee. We don't want that. We want it close. This looks pretty authentic. What's the deal with this one? Let me look them up. I like to research places before, do you know what I mean? Because, like, I just want to see what their deal is. What is this place? Oh, it's very new? Ah, see, I don't think so. Gotta do some research. Tomikatsu. Lasagna. Oh, I could do that. Why don't I do that actually? That's not a bad idea. Let me see if they're on here. Let me see if they're on here. Okay, they are. Okay, we're gonna do it. I might not do lasagna, but I'm gonna do Italian folk. You're gonna watch me eat Italian food. It's not cooked by Italians, but someone Italian. They went to Italy a lot. Maybe they went to Italy a lot. Um, what do I want? They have. Let me tell you what they have. Rigatoni alla bolognese, spaghetti alla pomodoro, insalata finocchio, fettuccine al pesto, bucatini al matriciana, linguini alle vongole. Vongole. I'm not doing that, but it looks good. And yellow scottadito, lasagne. Should I do it? Fuck it, Petra. I'm doing it for you, babe. Petra, I'm doing it for you because you're always here. You're always like, what are you ordering tonight, lady? Tell me what's on the menu. And you said, tonight you said, get a lasagna. And I'm saying, okay, I will. I will. First I was like, no. Then I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Do I get piselli? Do I get insalata rucola? Do I get tiramisu? Fuck yeah. I don't know who's paying for this, but I feel confident that I will entertain you enough tonight to to cover this meal. They also have a lasagna pesto. So they have I've had their regular lasagna before. I haven't had their lasagna pesto. So what do you guys think? Let me pull you. Regular lasagna. They're calling it lasagna with an E, so we'll call it that. But which one do I get? A double espresso. I want to go to bed tonight. Why are you trying to keep me like make me insomnia? Anyone ever have a tomato pie? There's a pizza spot called Tomato Pie. There's the beet salad is good, but I don't really want that. Carpaccio di barbietola. Barbabietola. Barbabietola. You know, it's hard because we have different intonations in English than they do in Italian. But when you go to Rome, just know, just know, it's not Trastavere. It's Trastevere. You know, like it's not Trastavere. It's not like that. I only know that because I lived there. Okay, or above. I went to the academy above it. I'm letting you guys vote. You want regular lasagna. That's what we're gonna go with. What did I get? That and tiramisu. That's not very healthy, Vanessa. I had a big salad for lunch. Literally. I had a oh, they also have a cotoletta alla milanese. No, I want the lasagna. I had a big lunch. They have a burrata too. I think we're just gonna do lasagna and tiramisu. I don't care. I don't care. That's what I'm gonna do. I need a beverage. Do they have their cookies? Yes. It's $50 for a box with Speranza's home-baked almond meringue cookies. They're so good. They are so good. I really want them. Hi, Stuart. Tiramisu has coffee. Yeah, but that's okay. Harry Lee, Food Fund. Yes. Thank you, Harry. You get it. We can even have a goal. We can work toward a goal. Listen, I'm not going to get the homemade cookies because $50 is nuts. But they're really good. I don't. They give them to you at the end. If you go to eat at Speranza, they go. Oop! I gotta get more chalk. Put it on my list, everyone. Put it on my list. Harry Lee. Thank you. What kind of cookies are they? They're almond meringue cookies. I think they're like a type of like a decois. Decois? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but it's let me Google what the hell a decois is. Decois is a dessert cake made with layers of almond and hazelnut meringue. Maybe not. Decois. Garlic bread. I don't think they do garlic bread. Antipasti, they have braised artichoke with garlic, prosciutto e melone, bruschetta aglio. I could get garlic, toasted garlic bread. Okay, you're right. Let's get it, girl. Let's go for it. Carbon, 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 carb. Carbon, 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 carb. Uh, 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 Um, they're like, here's some quinoa salad. I don't know. I don't want that. The only one I would be interested in is the ensalata finocchio. They have endive with gorgonzola and walnuts. That sounds good too. They have a bunch of really nice pastas too. They're what else is good here? They have like puttanesca. They have then they have meats too, ossobuco e risotto. And then they have fish. They have pesce di spada ai ferri, which is swordfish. And spinaci, patate, asparagi. I just want the tiramisu. I'm already getting tiramisu, so we're not doing that. But I do want a beverage. I don't want a Coke. I'm just gonna get a San Pellegrino. Want some bubbly water. That's it, bitch. That's all you get, lady. That's so expensive. All right, you guys. $5 is. We're getting rid of the garlic bread. I don't need that much garlic bread. It's too expensive. It's $11 for bread and butter and garlic. Sorry. And then that $11 gets compounded. Let's give them a better tip. Always place order. And it's on its way. We did it. Good job, team. It was $64 and I got rid of the garlic bread. And I hope you understand why, because that is for three things, but I'm not doing it. Pasta is like the garlic is the lasagna is enough, okay? Soft Persian cookie sandwiches with almond or his perfect beaten meringue. Yeah, I feel like it's like some sort of meringue. Thank you, Fraggle Rock. That's really sweet of you. Oh, Fraggle Rock. Oops. It got a little wonky at the end, but it's okay. It really did. I need to like sit back when I do it. You know, you got to face the chocolate board. It's easier, but that's okay. It's okay. I did my best. Okay, so let's start this live stream. I've been dilly-dallying. It's 5 o'clock. Oh wait, what's happening in the Discord? Oops, fuck. Streamer mode is enabled. What does that mean? Um, recipes. Okay, if you want to edibles, sorry I missed this. Also, is everything okay? The live sesh went offline. Chris Core, I hope you got back in. Let me message you in the Discord. Um, Madam Dram, did you just respond? Oh, you responded earlier. Okay, thank you. We're back up. Come over. Chris, are you here? Also, Madam Dram and Chris, will you send me your what you want for your t-shirt sizes? Send me a DM on Patreon so it's like I have it right there, not like a message, kind of like here or anything like that. Um, just be like, I want this. I've got white shirts, I've got black shirts, I've got new hats. Like if your hat it got dirty or something and you want a new hat, do you know? I'm making a meat sauce as we speak. Yum. That sounds good. My favorite drink is sparkling water. Petra, you like a bubbly water? Okay, so, all right. We're going to learn about Indica, Sativa, and Ruderalis. Let's go. Oops, this is. Oh, wait, no, it's my chat GPT with all of the info and links. I'm sorry, I use ChatGPT. Sue me. Why is it linking to that though? That's weird. It should be linking to this. Let me try putting this down. Oops. Let me put this. Where did it go? Oh, weird. It's linking to something. It's not working. That's the Club Sesh. Let me make sure it's on the... There. That's what I wanted. Sorry, you guys. Embarrassing. All right. So, ILGM. And we've got Bonbon is not here, so we're going to get rid of her. This is too big. And I'm just going to read this to you and get rid of the Bonbon cam for now. How big can I do this? I'm kind of... Ah! Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best, everyone. Okay, let's break down what these labels really mean beyond just the typical effects they're known for. Understanding the nomenclature from taxonomy to effects. We'll talk about this. I want to know, what do you guys feel? Do you really, oh my God, Pete, food should never be about money in my world. Great show. Pete81, thank you. You were very awesome. Thank you. It's not, like I cook at home a lot. I kind of use these streams because to order out because I don't do it that often. I don't go out to eat very often anymore. I really like, I cook at home for the kitchen sesh on Saturdays. So I'm always doing something with that and there's always leftover ingredients. So I'm like using up those and I just find it easier. Like I don't going out to coffee and stuff rarely. When I'm on like if I go out, well, when I go to vacation, I went to see my family. So like, I didn't go and get coffee while I was out there. And then like I make my own stuff at home otherwise. Sometimes I'll stop by a neighborhood cafe if I'm meeting someone or something like that, but I haven't really been going out, but I've been thinking about doing that more often. I used to do it a lot with I used to work with Resi. It was one of like their original writers who worked with Ben Leventhal, and I would do their hit lists for LA and San Francisco. and it was really fun. But I don't, it's expensive, but we really need to support. It's hard because like we need to support our restaurants, especially right now in California. They are struggling, and we need to support them. And uh, I guess like I'm like, oh, I'm sitting here, I'm hungry. I don't want to cook before the live stream because I'm like, it takes me. I am pretty good at setting all of this up. Obviously, I messed up the mic today and like had to restart the stream and did all of that stuff. But um, I don't want to cook before this too. Like I'm doing my hair. I'm getting ready. I'm trying to get some exercise in. I got my medical cards done today to like be like, okay, let me make something to eat for the live. Like it's a nice treat to eat something with you. Everything is so blended now. Seems hard to determine what to use. What do you mean as far as like what AI to use? I mean, better to use none, but it is so helpful. I have to be honest with you. Like it really helps me organize my thoughts and be like, help me find something to like organize this information. Um, Understanding the nomenclature, let's read about this. Cannabis comes in different varieties, yes, each traditionally linked to specific effects. Okay, but there's more to these effects than just how they make you feel. Indica, sativa, and ruderalis are botanical terms that describe more than effects. They also tell a story about where the plant comes from and how it grows. Modern hybridization, no with indica sativa. Oh, right. Everything's a hybrid now. Let me ask you that. Let's do a poll. Oh, wait, my poll is done. Too bad, you guys. You wanted lasagna pesto after I ordered everything. So sorry. Let's start a new poll. Which do you prefer? Sativa, indica, add option. It's all hybrid. I can't tell the difference between strains. Oh, no, it won't. Oh, because this has like it doesn't like me to have any kind of punctuation. Oh, too many. Can't tell difference between strain in strains. Okay, I had to like make that worded less wordy. I'm struggling today. Today I'm struggling, okay? But you're here with me and I know I feel supported right now. Look at this board. It's already popping off. It's wild. That's great. We have, I don't know what we're raising money for today for my lasagna, um, but they're preparing my order right now. Okay, so we're going to keep reading. Modern hybridization has blurred the lines between these categories. I'm smoking Cocoa Puffs, yum. So today's weed may not always fit neatly into these traditional boxes. Originally, the differences between these types came from their appearances, the climates they adapted to, and their growth cycles, not strictly their effects. Right. Each type of cannabis, indica, sativa, ruderalis, has distinct characteristics when it comes to plant height, growth cycles, environmental adaptations, and cannabinoid content. This sets the foundation for understanding what makes them unique and why they're used in different ways. It's not all hybrid, but it's really hard to find pure indica and pure sativa these days. Dispensaries have no way of truly telling you what if that strain is what they're saying it is. True, right? I don't know what you mean by that, Chaz. Sativa means cultivated. Indica, sativa, and ruderalis. Okay, so what's the difference, right? Ruderalis all have different growth habits, morphologies, and cannabinoid profiles. Indica tends to be short and bushy, sativa grows tall and lanky, and ruderalis is small and hardy. often used to breed auto-flowering varieties. Each species offers something unique to both growers and users. Um, Make cannabis sativa again. That's funny. I wanted to see. That's really funny. Let's keep on reading, baby. Um, Okay, so history of cannabis indica. Interesting. Cannabis indica originated in cooler climates, particularly in the Hindu Kush region, which spans parts of Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. People from these regions have been cultivating it for thousands of years, mainly for its resin, which contains valuable cannabinoids and terpenes. French botanist Jean-Baptiste Lamarck named it Cannabis indica in 1785 after receiving samples from India that were distinctly different from the previously identified Cannabis sativa. So you can indica, India. Recognizing an indica plant. Indica plants are easy to spot. They're short and bushy with broad dark leaves. This growth habit helps them thrive in harsher climates. Indica also has a shorter flowering time, around 8 to 9 weeks, making it popular among growers who want quicker harvests. I love a quicker harvest. Afghani black hash. Elevated trade says, is it time to boop? Should I put boop on the board? Let me put boop on the board. Let's put it here. I'm just going to put like a little boop. You can't really see it, but that's okay. Let me show you. Boop. It's right there. Okay, we're back. It's time to boop. I'm going to drink some water because that's also important. All right, let's see what the poll says. Let me stop and look at this poll. A lot of, a lot of sativa. 38% of you said sativa. Indica, we've got 25%. It's all hybrid, 25% as well. A quarter of you feel the same. 12% can't tell the difference in strains. I feel that way too. Um, Sometimes like there are certain strains where they do like I my uncle's weed really gave me in Thailand. Really gave me the munchies. And it was like you know, very wild kind of weed. Had a lot of pepper. Beta caryophyllene. It was giving beta caryophyllene. I obviously had no lab testing on it. He just gave me a big bag and he's like, "Here you go. Here you go, sister." I was like, "Okay, thanks, uncle." And I smoked it. Yes, I did. I ground that shit up and I smoked it. And it gave me the munchies like crazy. And I loved it because I was in Thailand. I know I keep telling that story over and over again. I think it's my brain just trying to remember my uncle. Anyway, okay. Boop, boop, boop. Let's keep reading. We recognize the indica plant. Effects of consuming indica. Indica strains are often, keyword, associated with relaxing effects that can the kind that can leave you in the couch. These effects include deep physical relaxation, making indica cultivars ideal for unwinding after a long day or helping with sleep issues. But keep in mind, hybridization has made these effects less predictable. So while some indicas are couch lock champions, others might be a bit more mellow. Popular indica cultivars, Northern Lights. Ooh, I remember when I first smoked that in high school. I was like, they're like, this is a Northern Lights. I was like, oh. Granddaddy Purple. Um, was that high school or college? It was junior college. I went to junior college before I went to Berkeley, and I smoked a lot of weed. That old guy in Thailand that had the stuff that was cured for a year and was super brown and would knock you out. That CBN, totally. KD Kodam, his birthday is coming up. He's on Koh Tao in Thailand, and he grows a landrace sativa. Very give very mango. Just you can smell it. And he has KD genetics, and so he gives or I hope he's selling them now. When I was there, he was giving everything away for free. But he's awesome. Okay, so Granddaddy Purple, Afghan Kush, history of cannabis sativa. Sativa varieties originally grew in warmer climates like Southeast Asia, Central America, and Africa. Cannabis sativa has been cultivated for centuries, serving many uses from traditional medicine to fiber production. It was first classified by Carl Linnaeus in 1753, who grouped all hemp-like plants under cannabis sativa. KD. KD made the tea out of the roots. No, you know what, Pete? KD would take the roots and he would dry them, like hang them up to dry them out, and then he would grind them into a powder to put into pills to take as a medicine. That's what I saw him do with the cannabis roots. But he also would put them in soup. We had it in chicken soup because it's supposed to be very good in chicken soup. So that's how we cooked with the roots. I can try that. I'm going to be growing some plants this year. So I can try using the roots if you guys like. Okay, so recognizing a sativa plant. Sativa plants are tall and can grow up to 20 feet. So these are the big trees. They have narrow leaves and need a longer time to flower, typically 10 to 16 weeks. Their open structure allows plenty of air circulation, making them ideal for warm, humid climates. Wow. So that's where you're going to get the effects. Is Sativa is known for its energizing, uplifting effects. This type of cannabis is often called a daytime strain because it can help with focus, creativity, and socializing. I like indica. Like I said, I can't. I'm not that nuanced that I can totally be like, oh, this one I I'm in the couch or whatever. I just feel high. That's how I feel. I feel very high, or sometimes I feel less high. And then sometimes I have the munchies. Those are kind of the effects I get more so. And then I think when I get sleepy is just when I eat a lot of edibles, that knocks me the fuck out. Like if I have people like, oh, add more to your food. I'm like, I'm trying to talk. If I have 100 milligrams, like, oh, I can eat that. Totally. I can eat 100 milligrams. I'm going to be high for a couple days and I'm going to sleep a lot. And I don't need to do that all the time. So, anyway, so however, with today's hybrids, these effects aren't always guaranteed, right? If you're looking for a clear headed, energetic high, a sativa dominant strain might be the way to go. Sour diesel, love sour diesel. I love Durban poison. Um, Jack, yeah, I like, who doesn't? I feel like some people though really don't like sativa. When you don't like a sativa, you don't like a sativa. I feel like when people tell me they smoke weed and it makes them paranoid, most often they're smoking sativa. Does that make sense? Okay. Ruderalis hails, okay, cannabis ruderalis. History of cannabis ruderalis. Ruderalis hails from the harsh climates of Russia in Eastern Europe. I'm sorry for that accent. It's a resilient little plant first identified in the wild by Russian botanist Dmitry Yanushevsky. Yanushevsky. Unlike indica and sativa, ruderalis has adapted to survive in short summers and tough conditions. Russia, tough conditions. I remember, so I went to an elementary school in Canada, and it was Ukrainian, and it was Ukrainian English, and they weren't from Russia, but they were from Ukraine, and they told stories of like when they were like we were reading a book on like the kid gangs in Russia and how they would like stand in line for anyway, whatever. And why am I telling this story? Oh, because we're talking about Russia. We're talking about tough conditions. And anyway, I do not envy those conditions. Okay, so plant traits of Ruderalis. Ruderalis plants are small, rarely growing taller than 2.5 feet. They have sparse branches and leaves with fewer blades compared to Indica or Sativa. The main thing that makes Ruderalis special is its auto-flowering ability, meaning its flowers based on age, not light cycles. It flowers based on age, not light cycles. Wow. So you don't have to be so precious about the light, which is a game changer for breeders. Usage of Ruderalis. Ruderalis isn't commonly consumed for recreational use since it has lower THC levels. Instead, it is often bred into hybrids to produce auto-flowering strains. Ruderalis dominant strains tend to have higher CBD content, making them useful for medicinal purposes. That's great. So when you're using an auto flower, um, which means it's going to be a hybrid of Ruderalis and then a sativa or an indica or a hybrid, they're just taking it and then they're they're crossing it. They'll take a male and they'll take a female, just like KD does, right? And when you're trying to preserve those genetics, you're isolating males and females so they only reproduce. And cannabis is pollinated through the wind. So that's why it was a big deal when flower went sensimilla, sensimilla, however you want to say it, without seed, right? When cannabis didn't have seeds in it anymore, it meant I talk about this, or I think I kept this in my edit for the cookbook. If you haven't got my cookbook yet, let me drop that right now. Okay. Um, this is my cookbook. You can get it here, but don't get it from Simon and Schuster. Like, get it from Barnes and Noble. Get it from one of these wherever. I'm going to drop you an Amazon link though if you want to get it from Amazon, because uh, then I get a commission, which is nice. If you're going to order from Amazon, let me show you. If you go to my store, right? I'm going to show you the guts. We're showing you the guts for edible makers. Oh no. Get link. Copy link. I'm going to give you this link and paste it. This is my Amazon link, and you can get it there. All right? And that will give me an extra commission. If you haven't gotten my cookbook yet, please get it. I talk about Sansamilla. I talk about really how to cook with weed and a lot of geeky science that goes into it. So Ruderalis plants are small, rarely growing taller. That's the other thing, is the Ruderalis doesn't get very big, and the autoflower plants don't get very big. If you go into our Discord, join the club. Discord is up top, but if you go into the Discord, I'm going to save this link. If you go into the Discord, it, uh, sorry, Stoner, give me a second. It has a Green Thumbs channel, which is awesome because you can see how our members are growing um, their plants, and often their autoflower, their Ruderalis, a hybrid, right? So that's what they're doing to increase the THC levels. They're breeding it with indica or sativa or hybrid plants, and that will make it so they have a higher potency. Oh wow, this is gonna take a minute. Damn it. I'm so hungry. It's okay though. It'll be great when it gets here. I might need a boop. I'm gonna boop. My most mom and pop bookstores will gladly order a book for you as well. Totally. You can contact your local mom and pop bookstore. Contact them and see if they want to pick up the book. Also, if you have a dispensary, I think I'm going to make a post that's like asking people like tag your local dispensary and to carry the cookbook. It I contact them. I've reached out to dispensaries and they kind of just ignore me, and so I'm just like, well, I'm not going to keep doing this. I should just keep on fucking sending email after email after email because I don't have like a direct email for all of these different dispensaries. But if you go in there and you request it, they might listen to their patients, but honestly, it's hard to get into shops. It's hard. You can ask people. Ask them. There's a real, and then they're like, who's this lady? How does she know how to eat weed and have a good time? And I'm like, often dispensaries are playing Bong Appetit on their TVs. I'm like, that's the show I was on. Please, I'm a weed nerd. Your members will like this, but um anyway, we're going to do it. Don't worry. I'm working on some ways to spread the word about the book. Okay, so let's keep reading about Ruderalis. And I've got the chat open. So you guys just keep on keeping on. Hi, Elio. Tagging them is a great idea, right, Pete? Okay, good. Glad you like that idea. You have to do a door-to-door sales thing. I'm not doing that, Harry. I would rather not do that. Okay? I don't want to go to door to door. I'm not going to go unless I'm sending other people out like a religion. I'm going to send you all out with a pamphlet and you have to convert. You have to go and spread the good word of how to eat weed and have a good time. Okay? And I'm going to make you wear not like suits or anything. What should you have to wear? I'm like a t-shirt, a club t-shirt. Go out in the Edibles Club t-shirt. I'll send you a club t-shirt if you can prove to me that you've gotten 3 people to buy the book. 5 people. If you can prove to me you've gotten 5 starting today, not in the past, starting today, starting 7/23/2025, email me proof. However you want to prove it. Can be screen grabs. Don't care. This is the cult of edibles. No. We're a club. We're a fucking club, you guys. It's the Edibles Club. And we're spreading the word. If you can get 5 people to get the cookbook or to join the club or either or. So if you get both, that counts as 2. If they join the club and they get the book, that'll count as 2. Okay? Do you get it? So just throwing that out there. If you want to do that, that would be awesome. And you can email me your proof to info@vanessalaverato.com and I will send you buys 5 cookbooks for a t-shirt. Do you want me to sign it? Um, yeah. The club t-shirts are cool, right? I feel like I did a very good job. They're made in America. I'm going to post them. They say they're made in America. Who knows? They could be like the tag they sew on is made in America. And then I don't, I just want it local if I can. I like it being local if possible. And then I was told there would be no math. I'm sorry. Pete, it is true. It's kind of hard math. I'll do the math for you. Just show me the proof that you spread the word, okay? And oops, oh wait, no, I do. And yeah, I'll send you a t-shirt, or if you want a hat, I can send you a hat. Just like spread the word, peeps. Come on, everyone. We got to get more members to the club. Paid members. I got a lot of free members, which is like cool. I get it. Not everyone can afford to join, but I can't afford to just kind of keep entertaining. I put a vlog up. Um, Nina and I are going to do some fun stuff. We've been doing the dog walkers. We've got like there's a lot of stuff going on, and I have planned for this year. If you haven't watched my vlog on Kauai, if you're a paid member, I highly recommend it. Um, there's definitely, I already said before, but there's definitely some, some scenes that are can be hard to watch. I eat raw Rocky Mountain oysters, but and it's a cattle ranch, but I think it was a lot of fun, like the vlog. I hope people like it. It's real. What you get is what you see. Oh, okay. You guys, guess what? Oh, wait, the Discord, something's happening. Ooh, there we go. Discord. Sorry. Also, is everything. Wait, we're back up. Green thumbs. Never heard of V Cure. I'm looking at the Discord right now. I wonder if I could bring that up. I probably can. Liberty Genetics. What did he say? Hello, sir. Can I speak to you today about edibles? Yeah, do that. Whatever pitch you want to give, man. That's up to you. It's really up to you how you want to stew it raw. Did you watch it? You can't watch it because you're not on. Why aren't you on Patreon? Can we figure that out? Did they email you? Did they get back to you? I can't do anything on my end other than email them and say, "Hey, my member is having an issue." And then they say to me, have your member email us." So it's like I can't do anything on my end. But I'd really like you to watch it. It's pretty good. It's going to come out eventually for everyone, but the patrons, Patreon members get first look. Petra, raw. Deep fried, I think would be much better. I had them like grilled. Do not recommend it like that. I actually preferred it raw to grilled. But you can watch that. It's on the Patreon. Didn't you see? I posted people like I don't know if people don't see, but I posted on the Patreon the whole episode. It was really like a lot of editing. I don't know how to watch it on Discord. It's not on Discord, it's on the Patreon. And then it'll link you to a YouTube video of the whole vlog. It's called Higher Living. Thanks, Madam Dram. It was a lot of fun. What do you think about sativa indica edibles? We're going to talk about that later. So they're not metabolized in the liver. The liver releases enzymes that metabolize. I'm talking to Ocala Wood. Um, they we're going to talk about edibles and sativa indica and edibles. Um, Fraggle Rock. That's a good comparison. The Church of Marigold. Kathleen, you're funny. Um, okay, so can you get high on Ruderalis? Ruderalis itself doesn't pack much of a psychoactive punch due to its low THC levels, but it's valued for medicinal properties, especially for those looking for high CBD strains. Cool. Hybrid weed. History of hybrid weed. Hybrids started when growers sought to combine the best of both worlds, indica and sativa. This all started back in the 1970s when breeders like Sacred Seeds developed Skunk Number one of the first commercially available hybrid strains. Nowadays, almost every cannabis strain you encounter is a hybrid. The goal of hybridization is to create strains that have desired traits from both parents, such as the resilience of Ruderalis, the calming effects of indica, or the energizing lift of sativa. You'll also hear terms like F1, F2, and S1 when it comes to hybrids. These simply refer to the generations of breeding, with F1 being the first cross, and subsequent numbers referring to later generations. S1 indicates self pollination. I see. Which helps stabilize certain desired traits. Which helps stabilize. So S1, okay, okay. What gets you the most high? Indica, sativa, or hybrid? This is subjective and really depends on what you're looking for. Indica strains tend to provide a more physical body high, while sativas are more cerebral. Hybrids can be a balance of both, so the strongest effects for you will depend on the cannabinoid and terpene profiles that match your desired experience, and I would say that how they work on your endocannabinoid system. Just like some people chocolate, right? Some people eat chocolate and it just affects them in a certain way and they don't like it. Or coffee. Kyle, I don't want any real proselytizing in this chat ever. Ever. I will shut it down so fucking quickly. Don't even think about it, okay? Don't even think about it. Fastest way to piss me off. Start trying to bring that book up, okay? Um, Growth difference between them. Comparing growth habits. Indica, sativa, and ruderalis are all grow um, differently, which affects how you cultivate them. Hi, Kerm. That's why I usually say sativa or indica dominant when I'm talking to weed nerds. Right, Jaden? That's true. Indica is often preferred for indoor grows due to its. No, it's okay. You were just saying, but you were using it as an analogy. And then Kyle was like trying to like bring up talking about that book, and I don't want to. Um, Boop Strawberry Guava 710. I'm going to boop this upside down frown face so I get rid of this upside down frown face. You're so right. You're so right. Yes. Yes. A little bit of rosin in my life. A little bit of yum, yum, yum by my side. Boop. Come on, baby. I always like take I wipe the little tool off on the edges, but I always try to get it after. Okay, so I'm pulsing. I don't want it to smoke. I just want it to fall right off. Come on, baby. I don't hold it. I just push, 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 let go. Right? Push, let go. Push, let go. Push, let go. Push, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Boop. I missed the boop. Boop! We're gonna boop. We're gonna boop. We're booping while we're waiting. I feel the cannabinoids are what we need to look for, not just the strain. How that works with edibles is really a mystery to me. Jaden Bonteyo, indica equals Indian descent, sativa cultivated. Sativa, they're saying, is from, no, sativa is from um, warmer climates like Southeast Asia, like Thailand, like what KD is growing is he's been passed down in his family. I have the Dr. Dabber Switch and love the temp ranges. How do you like the Puffco? I really like the Puffco. I'm gonna try the Dr. Dabber Switch when I go to Canifest. Um, so I'll let you know what I think of that. Pete, I wanted to say, as far as cannabinoids and edibles, that's really what I focus on. I talk about this in the cookbook. And and what's going on? What's going on? Are you flipping me off, Kyle? What's going on? Marijuana Bible. Oh, the marijuana. Okay, well, I didn't know you just said the Bible. Okay, you didn't say marijuana Bible. So, um, well, yeah, but because of THCV and the other like minor cannabinoids, yeah, it's interesting, right? I just feel like it's getting converted by your liver, and I thought it was also terpenes were impacting at least when smoked, although I've seen that that has been brought to question. Um, thanks, Kerm. Thanks, Kerm. I agree. Liberty Genetics sativa is equatorial and grows in the regions of the equator naturally. Naturally. Did you get that? Naturally. Okay. So blah blah hybrid weed. Grow differences. Let's go back to where we were. Indica and sativa and Ruderalis all grow differently, which affects how you cultivate them. Indica is often preferred for indoor grows due to its manageable height and bushy stature. Sativa, on the other hand, needs more space and longer flowering times, which makes it a better fit for outdoor grows or spacious setups. Ruderalis, being small and auto flowering, is popular among new growers looking for an easy and fast harvest. My auntie really likes autoflower because she's in a humid climate, right? So the longer the plant is she's having to cultivate the plant, the more likely it is to get mold or bugs and all of those things because she's just it's so humid there, and there's just bugs everywhere. There's nothing you can do about it. Um, so we learned about that. What is strongest? We don't care. It doesn't matter. It's all about THC content. But let's read it. The strongest depends on what kind of strength you're after. In terms of sheer THC content, there are powerful cultivars on both sides, with some of the most potent indicas like OG Kush giving you a heavy body buzz. See, I can smoke OG Kush all day long. Um, while sativas like Original Haze can offer an intense, long lasting cerebral high. Ultimately, it comes down to the strain specific cannabinoid and terpene profile, not just whether it's labeled as indica or sativa. Okay? This was very cool. Should we look at the comments? I wonder. Tara, I'm old school and come from smoking in the 90s when you didn't have a choice of what type of weed you got in your 20 sack. Now I know the difference between the three types of marijuana. I'm inquiring on all the different types that are within each category. Could you send me that info or explain to me what the difference is when buying? For example, why would I choose one over the other in sativa or one over like 10 different indicas? I want a bag of sativa and a bag of indica, but which one of each type? Thanks in advance. Cute. What strain to get? And I really just think you kind of have to taste and see and what works for your body and what doesn't work, and you'll try a strain and you'll be like, "Holy shit, this is the shit." Um, I want to be in not studio mode. Where did um cuz I can't see what OBS is trying to tell me. But oh well. And those let me see what you guys are saying. I had a beautiful clematis, Kathleen. Oh wait, what's going on? We got a lot going on in the chat right now. When I grew sativa, I tied it sideways more and more bang and easier to hide in other plants when I grew years ago in the backyard. Cool. Jaden Bo- Jaden says terpenes and sus- sesquiterpenes play a significant role in both the scent and flavor profile. True. But also lineage inspires those terpenes, flavonoids, and flavorants. Right. So they'll like pick lineage, right? Like where it's coming from, what they're breeding it with, and choosing plants that, oh, this one really smells like lemony, or whatever the characteristics that you're looking for, to bring out when you're breeding the plants, because they'll pass those on to their babies. Um, I had a beautiful clematis vine that was the perfect cover, and it was a wonderful year. That's awesome. And those terpenes and other compounds influences its effects and benefits. It's all connected. Yeah, the entourage effect. 100% agree. You have to try it. It affects everyone differently. I know. Just everything affects everyone differently. Everything does. That's just how everything is. All of our bodies are so different. And that's why when people are like, oh, this is going to do this is going to do that, I get really nervous because, like, how do you know? You don't. So don't promise me nothing. Thank you. Don't promise anything, you know, you can't deliver. Okay, let me pull up. I need to drink some water too. So let me go. Where's my food? It's almost here. Yes, we're so lucky. Let's put up a video because now we're going to look up pheno-hunting. Um, and I want to see what this, hopefully this works. Let me check here. Oh, did it post it there? Wait. Ooh, I need my headphones. I went here. Let me put this down. From the Stash podcast. Okay, this is from What's in Your Bud, the genetics behind popular strains. So I feel like this is a good podcast for us to listen to. Um, okay, one second. Let me read the chat is again going off. It's going off. Saint Lucky Charms show. I thought the point was to get high from any kind of weed. So sad it has become technical, my opinion. I don't, like it doesn't have to be technical. You can just smoke weed to get high. You don't have to like look at the different strains and kind of, dive into that whole world, but people really like I will say with dabbing, um I would say I taste the strains more rather than they feel that different to me, but differently to me. It doesn't have to be technical. Jaden, and that's the job of any good breeder. Do R&D to cross what you think the consumers want and need for recreation and medicine. That's why we will always have a job to do in this space. Gromies, yes. Well, I'm just getting into growing, Jaden. So wish me luck. Stuart, major problems with Patreon and me. Just checked and it said I was always a member. Just to be sure I upgraded. I'll figure it out later. Okay, Stuart. Like you've been a member. That's what I've seen. Harry Lee, Aqua. That page you just read was extremely correct and informative. I wish every dispensary made their employees read it. It's from ILGM. I love to grow marijuana. So there you go. You can get it from there. It was good, right? I'm happy to hear that you liked it because it looks like I will be growing some of their seeds this season, which is fun. I will need your help. Remember Cypress Hill? I want to get high, so high. Yes, I do. I love Be Real. Um, Elevated trades. Low temp dabs are the way. You can really taste the goodies. Totally. Chaz Grows. Weed nerds. Okay, I'm going to play this Turn it on, obviously. Let me double check the OBS is working. Um, there we go. I want to make sure the Chrome audio is working for OBS. No. That's so annoying. Okay, give me a second. The audio's not working for you guys. Properties. Morning living room mix. Why is this all fucked up? What's in your bud? Okay, so this should work now.
Performed by professionals, and all people shown are 21 years of age or older. All acts are performed under the legal Chapter 67.
Let me know if that's too loud. Did I put this dab in and not take it? I did. I'm going to get some water, though, before I take it, and then my food's going to be here pretty soon, okay? So let me play this for a little bit.
An 8D here in Nevada. Please do not attempt to recreate or reenact anything you see on this channel.
Welcome to From the Stash podcast. In this episode today, we're going to dive into the genetics that help make your favorite genetics. People don't realize that the lineage, what happened, the history of what you're consuming is why you're consuming it. So we're going to break that down in this episode. But before we do that, we're going to do a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Pigeons 420. Mr. Grow It. From the Stash Podcast.
Step into the light of the future with AC Infinity's Ion Frame LED Grow Light. Powered by industry-leading Samsung LM301H EVO diodes, it delivers unparalleled brightness and efficiency. Designed for serious growers, it offers a full...
I just want to make sure you guys can hear, because I can't hear. So let me... Oh, that's the iPhone. Let me go to speakers. System sound. Road Connect. Hi, Gardening for Trichomes. Welcome. Real Tech. I want to see.
Full spectrum of coverage, precise scheduled controls, as well as innovative sunrise and sunset dimming for a natural light.
Season helping us get out here. Discount code the stash. And especially again, recently we talked about landraces. So we went into some of the originals and the things that made these characteristics what they are and talked about preservation. And really a lot of these genetics kind of have preserved some of the original traits. The problem is they've been oversaturated now too. When we're talking about, again, old school, we'll talk Afghani. That being something that's been bred into a million things, nobody even knows Afghani had any part of anything. They just know the parent that they saw, the next one. Something into a blueberry, like Thai with Afghani. They'll know that. We'll talk about DJ Short's blueberry, but no one will realize the parents of that. And that's where I think you can find what's going to give you those traits that are desirable. If you don't know where it's coming from, you won't know how it's going to grow. That'll help me knowing like a farmer's almanac. Like I'm going to be able to predict this one could have these stretchy.
Is there like a cannabis farmer's almanac?
Gangly traits, or, well, of course it's going to be low and squatty. It's the Pakistan Valley cross. If you don't have the lineage and know where it came from, you don't even know how to grow it. You're just a consumer, which isn't bad. You can be a consumer. I'm just saying it's tough. You got to arm yourself.
Can I just say this to you guys and to cultivators? Sometimes you guys are really gatekeepy. You're very gatekeepy and judgy, and I don't love that. And you like to think, not you in particular, obviously I know not you guys because you're here and you're supportive of me, but often I feel like because people cultivate, they assume they know everything about the plant, like edibles and stuff. It's always cultivators who are coming in my comments and telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, have you run the lab testing? Because I ran the lab testing. Did you run the lab testing? I did. I'd love to see your lab testing if you did it, because I did it. And like, I don't mean I just like tested my butter after infusing it. I fucking tested the butter from 30 seconds to a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, to up to 2. I've done it up to 3 hours. You don't even need to, because you can just look at the fucking testing and see it happens so quickly. To create that graph, that's what I did. I tested the flower after. Then I did the tests again because I was like, holy shit, I don't believe what I saw. Let me do this again just to make sure that this is for real. And that's what I saw. So, and they'll still like stomp their feet up and down and be like, I make weed butter and it gets stronger if you infuse it for 8 hours in a fucking crock pot and you do the Hail Mary and do a little dance like a chicken. Anyway, it's funny. I'm gonna do this boop before my food gets here. Let's go.
Valuable information.
100%. And you know what? I love having a conversation around this beautiful plant of ours because, as someone who gets into growing and has been in growing for quite some time, even I have a hard time trying to find some of the original genetics of a lot of these greats. And I'm surprised when I hear, White Widow, for example. It's a Brazilian landrace as well, crossed with like an Indian landrace. So you've got two landraces, brings us a White Widow that everybody knows. But even I had no idea that it was actually composed of two landraces.
Yeah, it didn't take so much to make them. Again, with the Hazes, Hazes like 4 different landraces together. So it's like, this brings you back as close as you can get to a landrace, but then created more of the popular genetics. Without this hybrid, you wouldn't have had the next ones. You'll see like the project I've been working on for too long that I should abandon. The Sherbet the Pervert, I'm calling it. So that's the East Coast Sour Diesel and Tom Hill Haze crossed. Then that being crossed with Sherb Cream Pie, which is some, a Sherb BX1 and ice cream cake cross. So it's a cross of a cross with a cross of a cross. It's almost too far, but you can trace back where those original ones came from. The problem is knowing the traits that are coming from it. I'm creating my version of an F1. Too many.
Gardening for trichomes. I can talk to them and get one. You guys, I have to tell you the one that they sent me. I was gonna give away to club members. I'm gonna get some new ones. I just have to text her. She's awesome, Betsy, really nice. So Nina's kind of didn't work, and then I gave her the purple one, the little one. They're machines, like here's the thing. I understand why people get pissed off at them. 'Cause like you have to clean it right away. I do not let it sit, right? Like I don't let it kind of sit there, the rosin. I take a glob mop and I fucking go in and I'm thorough. I think it's easy to miss the walls because you're just getting into the crevices. And if you ever get anything really stuck in the crevices, I have some cleaning tips for how to get them out. And then I do a major clean, like every however often and with alcohol and whatnot. But I've really enjoyed I really, really am enjoying the boop gloop, Chris. I'm booping right now. I'm booping 710 upside down frown number 15. And it's excellent. Definitely turning my frown upside down. I'm going to keep playing this, but I think my food is here. I think.
Many variables to say that this is guaranteed to give you the old school effect of East Coast Sour Diesel. Sour Diesel is a prime example. That being in Headbanger, Biker Kush and Sour Diesel, Headbanger, you got to take a dab every time I say it.
It is.
That one is like, if you get the traits out of it that lean towards the Sour Diesel, you have to hunt for it. It's not guaranteed. You don't always have it. But if you get it, it's so original Sour Diesel with a hint of the Kush that makes you remember why this one's popular. It's just, if you don't like Sour Diesels, don't even get into that. You need to know the parents first.
And if you can't grow well, don't even get into it, because Sour Diesel is historically one of the more difficult ones to grow. I mean, I had a Sour Diesel before and it was struggling.
Okay. She smells the food, so she got down. No, you can't get out of here, you. You can't have any, lady. Got some Pellegrino, although I'm going to have to use the restroom. And I got the lasagna, and I have to get a fork. This, why? Oh, they forgot my tiramisu. That's not cool. I have to tell them. They they charged me for it. That's so annoying. I need to let them know. I mean, I just told her. That sucks. I told them. At least my lasagna is here, but they just gave me bread and San Pellegrino and some sauces, which I'm not mad about. Like, I'm not bad about getting some bread. See, I didn't need to order garlic bread. They gave me bread. Fuck it. But I'm telling her, and then I'll just get a refund on the tiramisu. It's okay. I have chocolate ice cream. I can eat that. Or I have weed cookies. I'll just bake myself a weed cookie. And I'll get a refund. It's fine. I'll bake a cookie. Don't worry. I know, I'm glad it wasn't lasagna. If it was lasagna, I'd be pissed. Okay. It's okay. They're busy. Like, go do a bajillion other orders. I need a fork. And this is so good. It's like some weird sauce. I'm trying to... Yeah. But they did give me one of their fucking amazing cookies. So it's almost better that they forgot the tiramisu because I'm going to save $15. Let's be real. I don't want to spend $15. I can make tiramisu. I mean, I can make lasagna too. But I didn't want to make lasagna, everybody. I wanted to just get it. Oh, Bonbon wants to sit on her chair again. Is the Bonbon can on? No. Let me turn it on. It's a little low. Let me make her smaller. Oh, she heard something. Dude, it's so funny. It does look like we're talking to each other. He's so excited. Are you excited? Wait, let me look at him. I'm trying to look at like, oh wait, let me show you guys this. This is fucking great. Oh, try not to drop lasagna grease on the floor. This is from Speranza. Gonna take a nice bite. It's a bechamel lasagna. Kind of poke it with the fork. The first bite is always, the first bite is the hardest to get the fuck out the pan. Blow it. Blow on it. Blow on it. So good. You can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with lasagna. I'm going to try not to eat this whole thing. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is the best thing to order delivery. Lasagna is the best thing to order delivery. If you're going to order from an Italian restaurant. It packages well. They can package this up. But, you know, bada boom, bada bang. Bada bing, bada boom. Whatever order it goes in. Really good. Lasagna. Scratch my head. Move hair out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way of the lasagna. Great. And it just gets better. Also, lasagna just gets better as it sits, but it's excellent right now. Great restaurant. Great restaurant in Los Angeles if you ever come and visit. Would you like me to put like a list together? I'm trying to think of like what kind of content to create for you guys that you would be interested in. Like, do you want to see LA stuff? Would that interest you? Speranza. Really hitting the spot. I hardly ever order it anywhere. I get a lot of Italian restaurants. I just think like lasagna, I don't want to make it. It's kind of, I do make it, but I will make it. But it's so nice to get it, someone else making it. I love eating it. Do you think that Garfield, like, if Garfield was a human, he'd be a stoner? I think so. He eats so much lasagna. I think Garfield was a stoner. Okay, let's keep watching this. I'm going to keep eating this lasagna, and I'm going to stop before I go to the cookie, okay? But I just need to sit here and have a moment with my lasagna and let's learn about strains.
And compared to all the other plants I had in the same grow space, and come to find out after doing a little bit more research, a lot of people have difficulty with having that plant grow successfully. And so it does certainly do your research in regards to genetics if you're going to be growing them or even like breeding with them, right? And really, I think it goes back to pollen chucking versus ethical breeding, right? Because you could sit there and take a couple crosses and cross them blindly, not know what you're looking for, and just see what you get, right? That's pollen chucking versus doing your research, finding what characteristics are in each genetic, then doing the cross, and then kind of seeing what you get in the offspring and see if those characteristics that you're looking for are actually in there or not,
Yeah. Well, again, Gelato G is what I call it because I say it so damn much. The Pakistan Valley is what I got the most of. P got the brisker, but it was strategic breeding that brought that out. So you can tell me what I should expect. It's like, well, you could get this. Like, man, the first time I ordered, I think it was blueberry muffin. Yeah, blueberry muffin from Humble Seed Company. That one, every single portion of what they said I should expect, it was. It literally, like everything. I'm like, oh, wow, they know this genetic. This was very calculated in how they did it. Versus other ones, it'll be like, you could get a coffee version. You could get lemon version. You could get gas versions. It's like, dude, I'm gambling here. I've got a 1 in 50 chance of getting what you're advertising. By having strategic breeding, we can calculate this stuff. White Widow was a prime one that there was a blue widow. So blueberry crossed with white widow. So 2 land races creating this and this coming together. That was really cool. But then the blue widow crossed with Chocolate. That it creates another and then another. And now I don't even have the white widow traits.
God, I haven't heard Chocolate.
Remember Chocolate?
Yeah.
I know, like these are names
Chocolate.
like old school
Chocolate.
Agent Orange. You know what I'm saying? Again, the sour diesels always stand out, but a real OG Kush. A lot of people don't realize that came from the Hindu Kush. And I think it's Chemdog and Hindu Kush together create an OG.
Guys,
No,
I can't eat this whole thing.
I'm messing that one up. Drop
Just
below in the
stop.
comment section if you're watching this. But those traits remain.
Okay, let me tell you my lasagna plan. So we're here in the lasagna. I really did some damage, okay? This lasagna hit the spot in a way that we could all expect. I'm going to do just this. See this area here? Like This has to go. In my mind, it's got to be level. And then this is a really nice little snack later. That feels appropriate to me. So I'm just going to take off this bit, trying to get it clean, right? Because I don't want to have to keep taking more off. Because then at that point we're just eating the whole lasagna. Which isn't totally off the table, but I'm trying to like maintain a little bit of... See, look I did a good job. I'll show you in a second after I eat these pieces because I don't want them to fall out, but I will show you. I'll show you
Cushy flavor is a description. You know what I'm saying? And that comes all the way through. The difference now is the flower time, the way it stacks, the color, things like that. But you don't lose that trait because you strategically are keeping it on that family in that line, you know? I think if more people had that thought process, like we talked in the landrace video of preservation of these genetics, they would breed with intention more. So they're like, well, I'm going to make sure that this is on my White Widow line. This is on my Girl Scout cookie line. Like, it'll remain this flavor, but a slight variation. So Hank's done a great job of that with the papaya syrup and like 5 different genetics. Mm-hmm. So you can really get a hint of the sweet that you remember, but then there's also this new flavor sprinkled on top. You know,
we talk about the sour diesel. I know that Ocean Grown took the sour diesel and they crossed it, and they did San Andreas diesel, and they kind of bred out some of the difficulties that sour diesel struggles with, and that's knowing your homework, understanding what you're dealing with, and then creating something that counters its negative attributes, and that's San Andreas diesel. Great grower. I trained the living daylights out of it. And it loved every minute of it. So knowing your homework.
Well, Doggo had that one outside, and he was like, "Holy crap! Look at the growth." He's like, "This one's already done."
Yeah.
Wow! But it's again strategic breeding to put you in a position to maintain the effect and flavor or the characteristics you're after, while giving you these new traits, breeding out the bad, breeding in the good. If you're just pollen checking, you're probably gonna. It's like random breeding with people. You know, might have 3 great kids and one that comes out handicapped. Like, it could happen. You got to look at the lineage of the person and the family and how your health is and everything.
Maybe not.
Plants have the same type of genetic code in that sense. You can strategically breed these together. I don't want something that always is susceptible to stress at all times. Like, it's a tough feeder.
Don't use that analogy.
Sour diesel tends to be that one for me. Or light stress, little things that no other plants deal with, but this one does. So you have to adapt your growing style for these original pieces of the genetic code. I want to see more people take some of these and make them easy for us home growers, because the indoor grow climate is what it is. From my house to your house, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to keep it the same. AI controller from AC Infinity. I'm going to do photo period. I'm going to do flower. It's not going to be like, are you in Las Vegas or are you in Michigan? You know what I'm saying? So we don't have these needs to acclimate to the regions to keep these things. Now we need to breed down, not breed out, but breed down to preserve the good part and get rid of that we don't want, you know? That'd be beautiful.
Yep.
So I have a list of some of these episodes.
Okay. Infinite Indigo. I seen you on Vice. So cool. Hi. Is this your first time here? Oh, I should poll you guys. Let me see. I'm eating lasagna. Is this your first time in the Club Sesh? Yum. Madam Dram said, I want my name on the board. Let me show you guys who's on the board right now. We'll take a little intermission. I'm going to show you my cookie. Do not read into that. Didn't mean anything by it. I did a very good job of like cutting off the lasagna. Like there. It's a little like, it's like a third of the way. I ate 2/3 of the lasagna. Madam Dram, we'll put you here. I'm going to have to get a bigger chalkboard. Fraggle Rock, we might have to cut your name off if we get a ton more. You never know. You never know. um, no, I watched you make ice cream cake before this, so I'm sort of new. 100% no. Well, that's okay. Let me show you this cookie. I'm going to put this lasagna over here. And I want to show you. Thank you, Madam Dram. Put this down a little. Oh. No. I thought she was there, but she's not. She's trying to... No, you can't eat things. Oh, Chris. Chris Fisk wants to see his name on the board, too. Let me turn off the bonbon cam because I thought she was here, but she was trying to... I could fit you there, Chris, but I'm going to put you down here. And we're going to have to find room for everyone. Okay, people are having fun today, I guess. If you like this topic, I will keep note of that. Okay? Let's celebrate the third super chat on a live stream. That's your third super chat on a live stream, Chris. Thank you. I want to be next to Dram on the board and be in TV too. Is that okay right there? I can get something to spray the board and rewrite it. Cool. All right, let's keep on learning things. Browser. I'm not giving you, she wants food. I might have to get her some food. Are you hungry, Bonbon? Yes. Don't twirl. Please, I'm going to play him and then I'm going to feed her. Okay? Oh wait, no. Just wait. Fuck you guys. I have to eat this cookie, Bonbon. I'm sorry. Okay, I want to show you guys. You're going to be like, what are you obsessed with this cookie for? But I'm telling you, it is so fucking good. Cover my eyes. Do you see that? It's almond, right? And it's like meringue and then like goldeny brown and so thin. And it's like kind of chewy and melty and I don't know what they do. I would pay for a box of Speranza cookies. I would. I really would. They're so good. They're so crisp. You want the cookies, Madam Dram? You're so obsessed, right? That crisp. A whole box of them is $50. I was tempted. It's good to know. If you do multiple, I'll just put like hearts around your name, okay? How's that? Okay, I'm going to put the browser on and you're going to learn more. I've got to feed this dog because she's driving me nuts. I'll be back.
So I'd like to do research. You know,
we're not talking out of our ass.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's a couple that I definitely think we need to name here in this episode that are really popular, right? Girl Scout cookies. Mm-hmm. This is one that I think a lot of folks that are tuning into this have grown at one point, you know, and unfortunately there are so many variations now. I grew it up before and I don't even think I got the real one. But Girl Scout cookies parents are Durban Poison crossed with OG Kush. Why it's popular: sweet, earthy aroma with a balance, euphoria, and relaxation. And the one I got was from ILGM. And we all know ILGM, the white label, and they're kind of creating their own. And so who knows if they actually got the actual parents, the correct parents, and who was the breeder from ILG, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't grow their genetics anymore. This was many, many years ago. But you know, if you are looking to grow some of these popular genetics, such as Girl Scout cookies, for example, do your research and figure out who was the original breeder on it. Who's the original source? Because if you search on Seed Finder, you search Girl Scout cookies, for example, you can see a long list in all different breeders, right? Who was the first one to do it? Who's actually putting into work to find its parents and actually breed the correct Girl Scout cookies?
Well, and it's a similar thing where it's like, what was the parent you used to create that? Because it could be you grab the Durban Poison, you grab the OG, but it's not the ones. You know what I'm saying? It's somebody's replica, but it's Durban Poison, but it's not the exact one. You need those real parents. It's like having two brothers or sisters that are same parents, but they're just slightly different. That just is the way it is. I think you look at a Durban Poison, a prime example, breeding Girl Scout cookies, you've got down to cherry pie. Cherry pie then will work down to something like a gelato. And they've all it's traceable back where you can see, and then it's like, oh, well, these traits that I really like from this are with this for the flavor, but not for the growth at all. Or just for the growth, but not for the flavor. Now it's a whole new thing. If there were more people who were willing to be transparent, I feel, instead of hiding because in this commercial space especially, you want to be the next best thing. So if somebody's just saying, oh, this is just another Runts cross, now you're competing with a million Runts crosses. So they'll just say, oh, this is a particular cut of a random thing I got from a breeder, or we've had it for 20 years and Humboldt, it's the best. Well, it's probably a seed that's available everywhere. You just found a pheno you want to use. Girl Scout cookies is a prime example that I've had a million versions of Girl Scout cookies, and I could tell you right away when I consume it which one is real. Immediately. Just like, again, a Kush, a GMO, you get a GMO, I will let you know if that's GMO or not. Like, you just know. The taste is unmistakable. But now people don't even have that original reference to know what it's like. Like, no, this is Camos. It's like, no. Lies is what it is.
It's sad. It's really sad. I remember they remind me of a story with Envy Closet Med Grower. You guys met. We all hung out with him. He's a super cool dude. He's living in Vegas. He's a friend IRL in real life. And one time, this was probably back in 2018, 2017, when we were hanging out. And I had gotten Blue Dream from a dispensary. That's another one that's actually on my list here. The parents on that are Blueberry crossed with Haze. So,
Originals.
really.
Oh, nice. That's what Blue Dream is. Blueberry cross with Haze. I'm gonna bake a cookie because that wasn't enough cookie for me. That was like just a little, and I have some cookies that are lightly dosed. So I'm gonna bake some cookies and eat those right now because you know. Missing or incorrect item. Tiramisu. Ingredient didn't receive this item. We want to, what happened to reach a, I didn't get a tiramisu. Was my bag sealed? Yes. None of the apply. I'm just gonna get credits. Because you guys know I'm gonna order again next Wednesday. So there we go. I got credits. Yeah, you resolved the issue, okay? Alright, cool. Let's maybe learn how to bake the cookie on Saturday. I was thinking of doing a stoned fruit trifle. How do you feel about that? Does that sound good? I was gonna do a trifle. I don't have a trifle dish, but I can get one before. And I just think it's fun. I love a trifle. I can put a trifle dish in my storefront. Oh, what's going on? Voicemail. That's weird. Spam. No, get out of here, spam. I hate spam. I'm going to put a cookie. I'm going to preheat the oven, and then I'm going to put a cookie in.
Super popular. Smooth, uplifting high with a very sweet flavor. Yeah. When he smoked mine, immediately he's like, this is not Blue Dream. He's like, I know Blue Dream. I've had cuts from the breeder on Blue Dream. this is not Blue Dream.
This ain't it.
So like when you're going to dispensaries and you're getting some of these things that are labeled as Blue Dream or Girl Scout cookies or gelato or whatever, you might not even be getting the
They're
actual
probably
thing.
not.
It's
They're
sad.
most
It's
likely
very
not.
sad.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
Dude,
Because that's how we're losing things now. Because it's like we have the cut, but very traceable, but the information is lost because the breeder doesn't want to share it.
Well, and that's where you see in the commercial setting, somebody keeps up with the Joneses, they'll get a cut of a mislabeled genetic. And then now this is circulating to everybody as this is the original one. It's like, well, that's not the original person. You're giving credit to one that has nothing to do with it. Like, again, we talked about, and it's controversial, but like TGA with Miss Jill and with Subcool. Are you getting exactly what he had? Some say no, there was a fire, he didn't have it. Others say that she's created her new versions and her own versions. Is it going to be what you remember as the flavor? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe this is the new standard of what it is. It's very common to see somebody put their version out, their interpretation of what this was. You know, we'll take a hit of something and someone's like, I taste grape and candy and this and that. I'm like, I taste soil and gas and Kush. Is like, oh man, I taste cotton candy. How do you get that? It's different palettes, different interpretations of these IPs, so to speak. When you get bred down, like these original ones we're talking, there's 2 land races or 2 offsprings of land races that created them. Now it's this hybrid crossed with this hybrid, that crossed into this hybrid with this one. It's like, damn, well, now I've got 1,000 different variables. I might not be able to get what I'm looking for, you know? But how do we then, you want to just make another White Widow by taking those 2 same parents? Because they're not going to have a million phenotypes because there's the land races, you know? How do you then create the new thing without outbreeding further and further and further down the line, you know? It's tough. We only had the 10 breeders then. That would be, if it was down to that, it'd be like we'd have 10 breeders because they have access to the originals. Otherwise, everything else is just watered down replicas.
And you also have to hope that there's no mix-ups that happen. So that happened to me with specifically Miss Jill. So I had purchased what I thought was Chernobyl, and I was growing it as Chernobyl, and I was making videos onto it and announcing to my audience, and I really didn't know that there was a mix-up that happened with it, and it was actually Queen Anne's Revenge.
Ooh.
So
it's dramatically different cultivar.
I was talking with Miss Jill over DMs. This was so many years ago now. And she had mentioned there's a mix-up, and she apologized and stuff like that. But like, that's huge, right? You think you're growing one thing, and you think you're using it for breeder project, and then they've come to find out it's something completely different. Like, that's just sad. You know?
Now the new norm for that particular cultivar is what you've put out there. And somebody's like, no, this is legit Chernobyl, dude. I've got it from Mr. Grow It.
So much misinformation can happen.
Let alone human error. Like, I can't even count how many times I've been popping beans and I forget to label one.
Oh, and then just go based on what you assume it is from the smell.
Yep. I was like, I'll figure this out in flour.
Yep, dude, I did that with the GMO, or not the GMO, the
anti-labels.
Moby and the Gorilla Glue, whatever it was. But I know the Moby terp, so once it was finished, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, this is it. But the whole grow,
not a clue.
I'm pointing it out in our updates on AC Infinity Show, pointing at the wrong one every time. I was like, that yellow bean run right there, that's that G for Gorilla Glue sucks. And I was like, oh no, it was the Moby and it was fire. Shoot.
Yeah, right.
I just messed up on it. That was the one that was auto watered that the water wasn't getting to, so I was hand watering it. That was 100% on me.
Human error happens. But
if I mislabeled that, took cuts, clones, whatever, like I used to do, give it to a buddy, they grow it out, they influence their circle to think this is what the original genetic is. Well, guess what?
So
we just messed up the whole market via accident. It's not via somebody trying to bogart it. And it's malicious. Like, this is the thing. We're all consumers, stoners, and over.
Kerm, does joining the Patreon put us on the book raffle? Life is expensive in Hawaii, but I've been lurking too long. Okay. That's something we could totally do. Oh, this is some of your first times here. Cool. Welcome to the Club Sesh. Sorry, I was eating some bread. Thank you for being here. We can do a raffle for the book for club members, definitely, to get more club members. Like, I could basically give a book. Let's start with, I'll give a book away every month, and maybe it'll become more if people really start joining the Edibles Club. but I have like a raffle thing, or I can put your names into a virtual raffle. All my active club members, paid club members, put your name into a raffle, and have it pull a name, and I will message you on. That's my oven preheating. I just put them in the oven, and it wasn't all the way preheated. What's gonna happen? Do you think they're still gonna be edible? Anyway, so we can do that because I really want to get. I want the super chats are awesome. Here's the thing. It's a lot of patrons. Like patron, Pete. I think you're a patron. Definitely a patron, edibles producer, highest of the high patrons there ever were. Wait, you can't even see what I'm pointing at. Okay? So, all patrons who are not only like subscribing to this club that I have, the Edibles Club, they're like funding it in multiple ways. So, just want to point that out that, you know, Jimmy, first time here. Hi, Jimmy. Welcome, Jimmy Fitzsimmons. This is my Club Sesh. So, let me tell you. Welcome, Jimmy. Let me give you the spiel. I'm going to give you my spiel. Okay? This is my Wednesday Club Sesh. We talk about shit. Sometimes it's about, a lot of the times it's about cannabis. Sometimes it's about the human body, current events, all sorts of stuff. Okay? Nothing is off the table. I like to talk about it all. And I think it's important to have flowing conversations with people who love to smoke weed, and I love to cook with cannabis. Liquid metal, late mediquil. I could also do like a giveaway for shirts too. There are certain levels of the club you can join and get a t-shirt. But I haven't put these up on the website yet. Club members get a discount though, so you know, and they will get first dibs because I didn't make that many shirts, so I didn't order that many because I didn't think you guys would be like that obsessed with the Edibles Club t-shirt. I mean, it makes sense. Kyle's a great artist. But yeah, club members get a discount and they will get, I'm going to put it up soon, but I just have to take photos of it, and they will get, first dibs because I want to make sure all my club members get shirts, and especially like the producers and Bounce for Ounce and anyone. It's a safe space for open discussions, but it really depends sometimes. It depends. As long as it's safe, as long as you're not being offensive to someone or to me, or like certain things that you can go and look up my Instagram if you want to see what I'm about and what I'm not about. Harry Lee. Boop. Harry, I know, I got to put them up. You want the black? I have them in black and I have them in white. So they're super cool. I got them screen printed here in LA. I love to do stuff locally. Very small scale t-shirt drop is what I would say. It's what I'm calling it. It's my drop. The Edibles Club merch drop. And obviously my club members who are actually, they're part of my club, they get first dibs. That's just how it goes. So the club gives you access to the Discord as well. Like if you don't know what that looks like, let me pull it up actually. I'm going to pull up the Discord, so let me change this video really quick. I think I can change it back. I think I can, I don't know where the Discord, I was supposed to be able to bring it up, but I want you guys to be able to, maybe not this. Discord is where? I just don't know where it is. Where'd my browser go? Why is it doing that? Oh, that's weird. Sorry, it clicked on something else. Okay, that was weird. I don't know where the Discord went on this though. I can't see it. So I'm gonna delete it and then try and bring it up again. Let me do that. Because I want to show you guys the Discord. Is it a display capture? Or is it a window capture? It's a window capture. Discord. That didn't work. It's off screen. I can't get it to show up. Alright, let me try it again. Do you guys not care about seeing the Discord? Hell yeah, RIP, we're Aussie, I know. Thought we were talking about that in the Discord. That's what I want to show you guys. I'm going to do a Discord too. Because it doesn't want to show up. Discord. Okay, don't take up the whole thing. No, why am I touching that? Okay, sorry you guys. I moved me. This is the Discord. You can see. These are different, my cookies smell so good right now. These are the different things that are happening in the Discord, right? So we have these different channels, and if you're in different tiers of the club, you get to be a part of different channels, and there's a bunch of conversations we have going on. You know, we have book recommendations, we have dab, you know, we're recommending fridges and stuff for dabs, recipes. Nina is working on a brownie recipe right now. Fraggle posted a chicken Dorito enchilada casserole recipe. Pet pics, obviously. We got to have a pet pics situation. So this is our very exclusive Discord. And I just wanted to show you that before we kept going because I think it's cool and I think you would like it. That's why. Hope you do. I hope you do.
Over time,
play it.
Stoner moments happen.
They do.
So if we get to
They
the point where we
do.
lose the genetics, it's somebody who's probably 70 years old, who like an old school deadhead, been traveling, doing all this stuff, and it's like end of life, and they're like, oh, this was.
That's not dead.
Because seeds are seeds are seeds. They all look the same. Cuts look the same. You know what I'm saying? It's only once it's older. So it's like some of these, unless you know what the original is, and how do you know? Unless you know the breeder. Blue Dream's a prime example.
But
Me
you
and
just
P
told
have said
us
how
we
we don't
can't
like it. I
even
bet you
know
we've
if we
always
know
had the
the
wrong
breeder.
Wrong
one.
one. I've had other people say that what you're describing is not blue.
Yeah, I know. Like I'll hate on a
Straight up.
Haze. I'll be like, this is real Haze.
But like, how can you say that? Because someone's perception of what a blue dream is like is going to be is based on them. It's subjective, right? So like I might taste a glass. I mean, you know, it's like wine tasting. You know, there's certain characteristics that are they're just when you're tasting wine all the time, you you just know what they are and your palate gets trained to recognize them. And I think that that's really how these guys are is like your palate uh your palate for these different cannabis strains just gets to a level where you're like that's not a Bordeaux or whatever, you know, it's not a sour diesel, you know, because they know.
Hazy. Like, no, it's not. Like, what do you? that's not a haze, brother. And I'm like, oh, I've always thought it was because my old plug told me this was a haze. It's literally just misinformation. And there's no way to know by looking at a video, by reading a forum, an article. You literally have to experience it.
And then there's the misinterpretation too. One of the very first ones I ever grew was a cotton candy.
Oh yeah.
And there was the misinterpretation that it was going to be sweet. It was going to taste like cotton candy. But the reality is that it was sweet like candy and soft like cotton. So that was how it was. But I was thinking, here I'm growing this cotton candy. I'm going to have this cotton candy, but I didn't. So it's like, just misinterpretation of the effect versus the name. Because I'm trying to go off names these days. Like one of my favorites is green crack. Well, what is green crack? Well,
what does crack taste like?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you. It's a skunk crossed with an Afghan. Afghans in everything. And it's like once you hear, oh, green crack is a skunk and an Afghan?
Now it makes sense why it's funky and danky.
And
but then you go get one. My first plant I ever grew that I loved, fell in love with was green crack. Turns out it was Holy Grail Kush. Somebody just called it that. So for years, I was getting green crack and growing it, and it wasn't that particular flavor. I'm like, what the hell, man? It was only one day, my former buddy's brother passed me the L, and I'm like, green crack. And he's like, no, this is DNA's Holy Grail Kush. I'm like, how? How for 10 years, 5 years, I've been searching, going through the totally wrong path. And then I buy one pack, find it. I'm like, okay. So misinformation, my brain has attributed a flavor that is not even connected to this cultivar until I get it. That was the Sin Mint cookies for me that hit way more Girl Scout cookies than the Girl Scout cookies that I was getting at the time. And I was like, this is the flavor. Why don't they have this? And it's like, oh, well, because this was just relabeled mids. That somebody called GSC when it's nothing to do with that. If you can't even trace back the lineage of these genetics unless you've tried it. It really is the case. Like, I can't just go based on the description because that's like somebody saying something like this will have an earthy, subtle flavor of XYZ. It's like, that's, again, their interpretation.
Yeah.
They may taste it a little different because when I taste it, it tastes more sweet. And now you're telling me the description is saying what I'm tasting is wrong. It really is an experience thing. All of us who are longtime consumers, we've tried didn't even realize was what it was. Durban poison is one that we've smoked so many times and didn't know, but it's been in the parents. Another one for me that I always said I wasn't a huge fan of was blueberry. Blueberry being crossed in so many different genetics, it's whitewashed the blueberry flavor. So it's gone. And now it's just like the bud structure, the growth, maybe the cerebral effect, but it's like I never get a blueberry flavor unless it was, again, blueberry muffin, DJ Short's blueberry. There's a blueberry pancakes, but most of them have the name and there's nothing related to the flavor. Never. You guys ever notice that where the lineage doesn't match?
Yeah.
It's so washed out that you don't even, it's like, how is this? It's got Girl Scout cookies in it? But this has OG Kush in it? Like, where? I taste the brisker and the Pakistan old school nostalgic in yours. But then I'll have something else that's like, again, supposed to be White Widow. And I'm like, why does this just taste like nothing dramatic? Because the old school stuff was the very unique, sharp, specific to that category. Why is this watered down like nothing now? Just the name. And they probably never had the original dank one,
Yeah. Gets muddy. It gets muddy. And that's why I like jumping into these genetics. You have a couple more in that list?
Yeah, a couple more. And then I got to go consume mine.
What we got?
Yeah, let's see. We've got, just name off 3 here and we could talk about whichever one we want. Gelato, which is Sunset Sherbet crossed with Thin Mint GSC.
Yeah, so that's the Girl Scout. Again, prime example.
Yeah.
If without the original, you don't get down to the new hot. Gelato's in everything now. You wouldn't have had that without the Girl Scout. But then you wouldn't have had that without the Durban. Like, it goes to the point where, like, if we keep breeding out those further, everything's a gelato flavor. It's like, everything's cookies. It's a Girl Scout cookie. Like, it's all cookies when you trace back. And then that's all a Durban. It's like, these are the traits you're tasting. You don't even know you're tasting that you love.
And that's popular for its creamy, fruity taste, which, I think everybody would kind of agree on that one with the gelato. Wedding cake, that's Triangle Kush crossed with Animal Mints. So, geez, I don't know how long I've been talking about wedding cake for. That's super popular over the years. It seems like everybody used wedding cake for their crosses as well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you find these genetics. We should, again, drop that in the comment section. Should we talk about, like, hot lines of genetics? Like the cakeys, the cookies,
permanent markers.
No, now everything has the marker in it.
Right?
Dude, it's crazy. Like this last year, everybody has permanent marker in something. I'm like, how did you breed it that fast? How did you already release this? Like, I don't know. That's crazy. The new hot strain has already been hybridized twice.
And in Europe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But that's the thing. Did they have it originally, or they just took a hot name that similar traits? It's just a real similar, but it's not the same flavor. You know, I'm convinced Sherb Green Pie and Permanent Marker are phenotype differences. That it's the same shit. Because, man, that flavor and look is just spot on. What you got?
Runts. Skittles crossed with gelato.
See, and there's gelato being
There's
more.
gelato. Yep.
Further whitewash.
Candy-like sweetness.
Yep.
High potency and colorful. So yeah, this is we get into the generation where people are breeding for color, right? I mean, it's been 5-10 years now where it's really people have been shifting to color. And I think we had a conversation not too long ago talking about like the 90s and stuff, how people they didn't want purple in their bud at all, right? They wanted to they wanted it to be green.
Yeah.
And now it's flip-flop, right? People want the more exotic type look or the different colors. Purple in particular is very common. Some will go black, you know? So.
Well, now it's, again, just like we said before, now it's circling back. People like, bring back, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you oversaturate too much. You water down too much, and it gets boring. Water. People will capitalize until they can't, until the market says no. And it's us as consumers and cultivators to say, we want better smoke. So we're not going to take this shit. We're not going to take it. No.
We're not.
We ain't going to take it.
The thing is, too, is like we don't get to dictate what happens in the consumer market. The majority of consumers, in my humble opinion, doesn't care about the taste, doesn't care about really the smoke in general. They're just want to high. I think they just want to get that. They want to get a hit. You and I like that peanut butter bread, that GMO, that funky, decaying nastiness.
Yeah, nasty, funky, that goose stuff.
Karen doesn't want that. Karen doesn't want to open up maybe, but she doesn't. She wants to be able to use that in the convenience of the minivan while she's taking the kids to school or to soccer practice, and not have all the kids reek like a decaying animal.
That too.
That's very important.
Well, and have it so you can hide.
Okay, I just want to stop what's happening right now between Liberty Genetics and Saint Lucky Charms show. Enough, you guys. Okay, like it's cool. You listen. Saint Lucky Charm show doesn't give a fuck about strains. Cool, man. That's cool. You just want to smoke weed. That's cool. Liberty Genetics in his name, is like that's what you care about. And you can use analogies, but I think what you're going to find is Saint Lucky Charm show, just like that's just his ethos, is what I'm making a lot of assumptions here, which you shouldn't do, right? But let's just keep it nice, everyone. It's a chill club, and for the people who are new here, I just want to grab something in case you don't know about it yet. If you don't, I don't know what you've been doing. Because I came out with a cookbook, How to Eat Weed and Have a Good Time. It came out this April. I put a lot of love into this cookbook. It is awesome. There's like great photography. So even if you just want to get stoned and look at really cool photos, it's good for that too, and be like, what's this kooky lady up to? You can see, like, I got into a lot of science. I did a lot of graphs and charts, decarboxylation. How long does it take when you do sous vide, when you do it in the microwave? Let's learn about concentrates, right? So we're just going to take a little break from the bros and go to our main, and I'm going to give you a little how to eat weed and have a good time spiel. But yeah, so this book is available for purchase. You can get it today. How to Eat Weed, Have a Good Time, Easy Dose It, Less is More, which is, talk about dosing, how to calculate the strength of an infusion formula for an ethical dose, right? How to think about it. It's not just like just throw a weed into a recipe. You really want to think about how much someone is going to eat of a recipe. Like a cookie, for example. Did I just bake one cookie? No, I'm not an asshole. I put 2 cookies in, and I would have put 3 in if no one was watching me. But you're watching me, so I'm only baking 2 cookies, right? So I just want to say you got yours from Barnes and Noble, Ramona. That's great. Um, I like Barnes and Noble. They're cool. So like I try to tell like funny stories when I talk about things like my experience as an edible maker. I've been making edibles since 2010, like professionally, whatever that means, under the radar, but in fancy boxes with a label and selling them to people since 2010. Really started dabbling way before that in college, and I talk about that in my introduction in the cookbook. Um, that I my chocolates, which is what I started with, cold water hash chocolates as marigold sweets. Word got around town, living in Los Angeles, to producers of a television show called Bong Appetit. And that was really that just thank you, Madam Dram. You get another heart around your name. So many hearts for Madam Dram. Um, so that was like really that I'm telling you, Bong Appetit just totally changed my life. I think a lot of people found me because of that show, and it was right after I became public about my edible making. I would just did it under the radar for so many years. I was just like, if you knew, you knew. And then I worked retail, and I was writing for Resi, and I wrote for Time Out LA. Oh, thank you, Natalie. Thank you. I'm going to put your name on the board. Verdant Square. Okay, we're going to put you down here. How can I do this? It's going to be a little bit almost off, but we got it. Short hair, crazy. Thank you. Yeah, the short hair was fun. The short hair was fun, but I'm having fun with the long hair right now. It's very long though. Look at how long it is. It's been growing it out. Danny and I have a good time cutting it, or just like coloring it, and it's nice to style, and I put it up a lot, and I braid it, which is cool. Okay, so anyway, so the lots of stories in here, and then 80 really great recipes. But the book starts off with my mother infusions, and I did crazy amount of lab testing. Not crazy, but just like a lot of lab testing on infusion rates and um, can of butter and oil and milk and alcohol infusion by proof, what I saw, um, and like what you get with that potency of THC. I should have done a percentage for that. Like this was 70% infused. But then I have recipes for tincture and Magical Whip, which is like a mayonnaise. Anyway, it's a great cookbook. Savory, sweet recipes, candies, salve, bath salts, all sorts of things, gifts, all sorts of fun recipes in here so you can have a good time. You can help other people have a good time. If you get this book, I guarantee people will come to you and be like, oh, will you make those whatever it is again? You can learn to infuse your own recipes, your home recipes. So much science, so much fun stories. Just learn from my mistakes, please. I just like if you're interested in making edibles, thank you, Madam Tram, you're so cute. Um, if you're interested in making edibles, this really is the book for you, and you can learn so much from my mistakes because I'm gonna drop it in it down there. But you can learn from my mistakes because I made so many mistakes, and luckily never got into. Children never got my chocolates. Not luckily, intentionally because of the way that I package them, but like just how to avoid things like that. Like, how do we avoid people getting dosed when they're not supposed to or don't want to? Um, how to make sure a dose is evenly distributed throughout a recipe. When you're using concentrates, what needs to be decarbed, what doesn't. Can you decarboxylate while you're cooking? Like, do you need to decarb beforehand? All of those things, I talk about it in my cookbook. Um, and I just highly recommend it. And if you like the conversation you're seeing here and you want to keep the conversation going, I am very active in my Discord, my club Discord. We have a very cool chat and we share a lot of cool shit. But let's keep learning. This is a long vlog or a long podcast, but it's interesting. I think these guys, they're like, but they're interesting. Okay, they're kind of boring to me. I'm gonna see if this is good. Oh, it's him. Let's talk to this. Okay, let's look at pheno-hunting. What's pache? Peace? Did I take this dab? No, I'm gonna take it. My cookies are. Oh, wait, my cookies. Okay, be right back. Ah, perfect. Ah, loud noises.
Are so many things that you can go into that it's hard to give a
You guys,
characteristics. So there are so many different.
Did I just like leave you not on the browser that whole time while I was like getting cookies? I'm sorry, stoner. Okay, let me
different
play
characteristics that you can look for when pheno-hunting. What characteristics do you look for?
So personally, I'll look for a very pungent terpene profile. I want to look for the smells, the flavors, and I also want to look for a medicinal aspect. Since I do have really high anxiety, I've been teetering off the depression a little bit, but my chronic pain is where I feel like I get the most grief. So those things are specifically what I'm going to be targeting. To grow outdoors, I would have to pheno-hunt for something that could deal with high heat and humidity during the summer months, and then be able to chill out really hard during the fall. But that is becoming less and less true within recent years. It's actually been super warm for the fall, but that's kind of getting off to a different direction a little bit. But basically, finding something to either fit my grow style indoors, if I have an environment that's already set up, which I don't, and just finding something that's going to be able to help me, whether it's with my chronic pain or being able to sleep at night. But yeah, I look for basically something that tastes good to me and is effective. I don't look for anything super specific when it comes to the grow structure, because personally I can grow around anything and I can adjust what I'm doing pretty well, I feel like, to fit the plant's needs, and then find out if it's something I want later.
Got it. Yeah, there are a long list of things that you can look for when it comes to the characteristics, right? I actually have a short list here that I'll mention just for FYI for the audience here. So growth structure, plant height, weight, build, density, and root structure. Hardiness, you can look to see the plant's reaction to temperatures, dependence on water, resistance to mold and pests, overall strength, terpene profile. So what's the aroma coming from each flower? Appearance, the bud's color and structure, trichomes, either lanky with small heads or short stalk with fat heads, and peak maturity, how early the plant is ready for harvest. So there are a list of characteristics that you can potentially look for when pheno-hunting. So I mentioned that additional list there.
Yeah, definitely. That's actually one of my least favorite questions, just because I find it so threatening that there are so many things that you can go into that it's hard to give a comprehensive talk on the different characteristics you can look for. But basically find something that's tolerable for your grow style, will grow well with your other plants if you have them going, or something you can work around or is predictable. Stable genetics are really going to help you out here in that aspect.
And it's totally personal preference, right? Definitely, you as the grower are the one actually determining what you're looking for, right? Yeah. So I know a lot of people these days really focus on bag appeal. They want to see what the plant looks like. They don't really care about the flavor and stuff, you know what I mean? Whether they be in the black or the gray market, the free market, whatever you want to call it.
Right, yeah. And I mean, plants that I've grown have really...
I feel so bad I made these cookies wrong. I forgot. I don't remember what I did, but like I didn't put enough butter, or I didn't put enough sugar. There's like a bunch of things wrong with these cookies, but I'm still eating them. They're still good. What are you gonna do? Not eat a cookie? Did I not leave them in long enough though? Because I don't want them. I like a chewy cookie, but I don't like a raw cookie. I might let these sit. Pretty good. But BRB.
Great terpene profiles and really great flavor and smell, but in my opinion also have really great bag appeal. I don't know what it is these people are doing, where they have a really beautiful plant and it's super trichomy, looks like a holographic image, if you will, and then you end up using it and it's not super great.
This clip is brought to you by AC Infinity. Use discount code MrGrow at 15 to save on any of their products.
What the fuck is that? Okay, Ventral, so maybe this isn't the right strain. Isn't the right stream for you. Is all I'm saying, because the stream is like is weed. It's all about weed. So maybe go check out another live stream. Would be what I suggest. Is my suggestion. This is about weed. Is that funny? I'm just keeping it real. Like, I'm not, I just want to be real with you. Like, that's what this stream is about. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. That's the title. It's fucking Sativa Indica Ruderalis, what actually makes a strain. I think it's pretty obvious what this stream is about. And like, I support people are who have addiction, and I just want to be real with you and be honest and be upfront. This stream is about cannabis. So we're going to talk about it, and I'm not going to, like, there are places and rooms that you can go to where there are people you can talk to about addiction, and that's not what we're talking about. So we're talking about cannabis. We're talking about a plant. Okay, so pheno-hunting, which is very exciting. Which, tell me, I want to know. I wonder if I can answer facts. See? I started out talking about weed. Oh, I didn't see. I just see you talking about, like, addiction. I just thought you just came into the stream. Sometimes I get people who come onto my channel and they yeah, many blessings, of course. And what's with the vomit face? Alp. And they get mad at me for weed, and I just wanted to make sure that's not what's happening here, Not make fun of me. They get mad at me. They're like, "Ew, weed." I'm like, "Okay, but like this is this channel, so just don't come here." That's cool. Um, but if you're cool with weed, then you can stay, of course. I'm glad you know, you're in recovery. Start a Q&A. Is this going to do something? Let's see. Let me see if this works. Okay, let's go to the live chat. I am a little stoned right now, but it causes anxiety. Oh, so you're smoking pot right now. CHS. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. CHS sucks. I'm sorry. It scares me. Like, I don't want to get CHS. Um, you didn't ruin my mood. You don't have that power. Let's see. Let's look at this. This looks interesting. I am over. I am. I'm not too young. Normal. Okay, achievement award. Achievement award. Very cool. We were proud to support those who served. Emerald Vets. Cool. Journey to Emerald Cup. Your legacy. Our legacy. Let's make history together. This isn't what I wanted. This is just the Emerald Cup. That's cool, though. I want to see. Is anyone going to answer my question? Let me see if it's up here. Do I have to check this? No. Let me see what this is.
Have you ever picked up?
I wonder what. Let's watch this, you guys.
Have you ever picked up your favorite sativa strain from the dispensary only to come home and find it oddly sedating? It's not you. The dominant terpene was probably myrcene. I'm Catherine.
I'm not feisty. I'm just Sicilian.
Calabrese. And let's continue our conversation on the science of terpenes. Last week, we talked about how this sativa indica hybrid model doesn't really do us justice. And a smarter way to think about cannabis is in terms of the effects. One of the things that determines the effects of cannabis, whether it's, let's say, sedating or energizing, are going to be the terpenes. Terpenes aren't the only thing that determines how cannabis affects you. Okay. Cannabinoids, THC, CBD, minor cannabinoids, THCV, CBD.
Is it cannabinoids? Because we don't say cannabis. Or is it cannabinoids? I used to say cannabinoids like that, and I got made fun of a little bit. So I just don't know. Is it like tomato, tomato? If someone said tomato, I'd be like, tomato. Does anyone say tomato? Does anyone say tomato?
We'll get into this not on this episode. Of course, play a role in the high.
Liberty Genetics, I didn't even notice how many awards she has. That is too funny. I didn't even see she has so many awards.
Your own biology, your digestion, your gut microbiome. This is why, unfortunately, one size of cannabis doesn't fit all.
Yeah.
But
true.
What I found is that the more I dig into the terpenes, the closer I get to finding the high that I want.
Huh.
So in our last episode, we talked about that there are three kind of main buckets of terpenes, right? Myrcene, terpinolene, and limonene.
Yeah.
And for the people who say terpenes only determine the flavor and the aroma, that's not true. Terpenes modulate neurochemicals and neurotransmitters that determine the effect of the high.
Not in edibles.
Other people have said, well, if limonene is so energizing, why don't you just eat a lemon? There's a difference between inhaling terpenes and cannabinoids and the other things in cannabis versus
eating.
The process of eating, swallowing, and digesting a fruit.
Right.
There's going to be a much more profound effect in the inhalation versus the digestion, where a lot of these volatile molecules, these terpenes, get broken down. So I think we are set on that. And just to do a recap, if you're into terpene science, I suggest you watch the previous video.
Okay, so I just want to say she just answered something that we were going to talk about later. Do you understand what she just said? She's saying terpenes matter, like in a low temperature dab, we're vaporizing it and we're inhaling it. Or when we're smoking it, what? Let's call the whole thing off? What? Serious copyright infringements. Anyway, oh yeah, she would have if she had them up there without winning them. So she's saying, like, when we inhale terpenes, it's different than when we eat them. Because when we eat them, like she's saying, oh, people are like, why can't you just eat a lemon? Because limonene is limonene, right? And it's not like the molecule changes coming from a lemon versus a cannabis plant. But your stomach acids, your liver enzymes, like the path to your bloodstream when you eat terpenes versus when you're smoking them, it's just different. The one thing I wonder when we're smoking is like they're so volatile, right? And so often, like when we're smoking a joint, it's getting pretty hot. So I wonder, like this dab is heating up to. Let me turn off her. She's doing her own thing right now. She wants to do her own thing. This dab is going up to 490, right? So anyway, what are you facts? So I didn't. Okay. Anyway, so it's interesting. Let's keep watching. It's only.
I think it's really interesting. Why is myrcene typically sedating? It's because it acts on GABA. It makes our neurons more sensitive to GABA. GABA is like the braking system for the nervous system. The nervous system is basically like stop and go.
Subscribe to her.
So a terpene that makes neurons more sensitive to GABA is going to have a sedating effect. It's going to have an anti-anxiety effect. Muscles are going to relax. If you look at a terpene like terpinolene, terpinolene acts on dopamine and adrenaline. And if you have ever had a really, really racy sativa, you'll know what I'm talking about. And limonene basically allows more dopamine and serotonin to stay in between neurons for longer, which sort of explains this combination of feeling good, pretty content, a little blissed out. And it makes sense, these 3 buckets, right? There are 4 more terpenes that I'd like to discuss today and their mechanism of action. And I'm hoping by the end of this conversation, you'll, at the very least, when you find a strain that you're interested in, either scan the QR code to get the COA or ask the bud tender what are the dominant terpenes. Or I see a lot of brands writing it on the label because a lot of us are interested in that.
Right.
So
what are the terpenes?
As you guys know, I like more of the clear-headed energy strains. So let's continue this conversation on pinene. Pinene works on the... Okay, so pinene is good for learning and focus, which are often counterintuitive to cannabis.
Right.
However, pinene allows more acetylcholine to stay in the neurons longer. Acetylcholine has to do with focus and learning. Pinene also acts as a bronchodilator, meaning that it allows the lungs to expand more. And I mean, common sense dictates the more oxygen in your lungs, the more it will get into your bloodstream and then your brain, and your brain will function better. So that's why a lot of strains that are high in pinene are, I'm not going to say energizing, but are clear-headed, and they're easy for me, at least, to do work on.
Right.
Let's talk about the other side of the spectrum, kind of going more towards the myrcene effect, which is linalool. Linalool also works on the GABA system, relaxing the nervous system, but unlike pinene, it influences glutamate, which is another neurotransmitter responsible for creating memories. So it's interesting that some strains can, we know that THC somewhat impairs new memory making, but paired with pinene, it may help you remember more. And paired with linalool, it may not solidify those memories.
Right.
Pretty interesting. At this point, I think you'll get the idea that if you're looking for an uplifting, energetic strain, you're going to want to stay on the terpinolene, pinene, limonene side of the spectrum. And if you're looking for a more relaxing strain, you're going to look for those myrcene and linalool strains. There are 2 other cannabinoids, not cannabinoids, I'm sorry, terpenes, that work a bit differently. Because so far we've discussed like neurotransmitters and how these terpenes affect the brain to create the effects we experience. But beta-caryophyllene is becoming everyone's favorite terpene.
Yes.
And it actually acts on...
And I've always heard it pronounced beta-caryophyllene, but she pronounced it beta-caryophyllene.
The endocannabinoid system itself in the CB2 receptor. And CB1 is responsible for the high, and CB2 is responsible for reducing inflammation throughout the body, especially in the gut. So beta-caryophyllene is pretty interesting because if it's paired with, let's say, a myrcene or a linalool, that could be really good for like nighttime pain relief. But if you're looking for daytime pain relief that's not sedating, you might want to look for something that's high in beta-caryophyllene and also high, let's say, in limonene, terpene, or pinene.
Right.
It can go both ways, which I think is really exciting because now we're getting into the whole part of being able to customize our cannabis experience. We have one terpene left, humulene. Humulene, I thought, I kind of wrote it off as already understanding it, but I learned something new. Humulene is often credited to reducing appetite. It's often found in strains that are high in terpinolene. It's often found in strains that contain the cannabinoid THCV,
right,
which also,
Ozempic,
besides
buckwheat.
improves focus, reduces appetite.
Yep.
But besides just the appetite suppressant, it actually controls like the gene signaling for one of the master switches to turn on the inflammation process.
Whoa.
So when you inhale a strain that's high in humulene, you are actually taking preventative measures so that the inflammation process doesn't begin in your system, or at least not to the same response as previously. So again, beta-caryophyllene and humulene are neither energizing nor sedating because they don't work on neurotransmitters the same way, but they have these pretty profound effects when it comes to pain management and pain perception. So I hope you guys found that interesting. I find this really interesting, to be perfectly honest. And I'm curious, like, what terpene combinations do you look for? I get most people smoke weed to be relaxed.
Free. Who is she? Tracking journal. Curious about how cannabis can support. Okay. They nuked your weed. Huh. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into her. Okay, I'm gonna get my cookie. Let's see.
Legal weed has gotten really bad. What is going on? I'm Catherine Goldberg, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on.
Who's Catherine Goldberg?
It's true to say that the government and big business got involved, and that's when it went downhill. And it's also intellectually lazy to end the conversation there. What happened? What went downhill? There are 7 variables that I'm going to go through to identify why the quality of weed has become so subpar. And I know I'm not alone with this because out of the 13,000 new subscribers that joined the channel last week, hundreds have said they felt the same way. Specifically, we were talking about energizing sativas or the lack thereof. But to take a step back,
that's
government.
So creepy, you guys. Isn't that creepy? So, like, some of what she said, I was like, yeah, okay. And then some of it, I was like, what? No, fuck you, crazy lady. No, it's AI. That's wild. You see my face? You think AI could do this shit? So THCV is actually really interesting. I would take everything else that was said in that video with a grain of salt, like humulene and how she was pronouncing beta-caryophyllene. I was like, what? I was like, who is this lady? Why is she pronouncing it like that? I've never heard it pronounced that way, right? And cannabinoid, all those things she was saying. What did she say? I don't remember how she said it. Anyway, so that's weird. And she had thousands. She has more subscribers than I do. What does that tell me? I should make some stupid videos that just say shit. Just me. Not stupid, but just like videos me talking to camera that are like, did you know that but I would be saying things like, hey, strains in edibles, no. But then I was like, oh, listen to what she's saying. She must have gotten that part from somewhere it's kind of accepted now that like when you're eating cannabis, the terpenes and the strains don't impact you. I really look at the cannabinoids, right? The THC, the CBD, the CBN, if any of it degraded, if you can get lab testing for your edibles, then great. Otherwise, you're looking at the cannabinoids in the flower or the concentrates that you're using, and you're calculating based on that and just trying to prevent CBN from happening, which happens from overheating and exposure to oxygen and light. So just try not to do that. Thanks, Seniors Hangout. I know it just is so depressing that that stupid video had 30,000 views on it. And I think someone sent it to me too, like on Instagram. That's so creepy. Um, okay. That's really sad. That's where we're at, you guys.
All right, what's up, fam? Today we're going to talk about...
I'm going to grab Dr. Riley just to palate cleanse us because I know that she's real. And I'm going to go grab my cookie. I'm going to go grab my edibles.
Today we're going to talk about the chemistry of cannabis edibles. This is a little different than other plants that we would make something like a tincture or a tea out of. With other plants, we just simply dry out the leaves or the roots or whatever the active part of the plant is. We would put that in alcohol if we wanted to make a tincture, let it sit for a few weeks, or we'd make a tea with it. So we'd heat up some hot water and then pour it over those dried leaves. But with cannabis, we do need to take an extra step. So we're going to talk about that. Oops. The reason I'm making this video is because I tried to respond to this specific comment on the app TikTok, and I was promptly temporarily banned. So obviously this content is not accepted on that platform, so we're going to try it out on YouTube. This person asked, can you please explain the chemistry of both steps of making edibles? So just to be clear, this is not a how to make edibles tutorial. It's just talking about the specifics of why we're doing what we're doing while we're making edibles. There are plenty of how to make edible tutorials on YouTube and other platforms. So there's two main steps involved in the production of cannabis edibles. The first one is activation. And this is really important because the compound that the cannabis plant actually makes is not the most active compound for our bodies. So we need to do something before we extract it. So we need to activate those molecules. And we're going to talk about that further. The second step is after we activate, those molecules are still in the cannabis plant, in the flower, in the nug. So we then need to extract those active molecules from the cannabis plant and put it into another solution, such as an oil or a butter. And we'll talk about what solutions would be best suited for that. Oops, well, gave that away.
Not always, but yeah.
So the compound that the cannabis plant actually produces, synthesizes, is THCA. That's tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. The acid here is really important. The plant is producing all of the cannabinoids in the acidic form. The acidic form of these molecules is not as active in our body. So we actually want to change from THCA to just THC. And just remember, THCA does not make you feel high and does not have a lot of the medicinal benefits that THC does, such as helping with pain. So that's why it's really important that we're activating our cannabis properly.
Yeah. You can learn how to do that from my cookbook.
Here's a structural comparison of THCA versus THC.
This recipe is
You don't need a good background in chemistry to really understand these structures for what we're talking about right now. All you need to do is play a matching game. We're just comparing THCA to THC. I've circled in the blue circle the only difference between these two molecules, which is the presence of this functional group called a carboxylic acid. So you'll notice THCA contains that carboxylic acid and THC does not.
Does not.
So THCA is not active or as active because it contains that, and THC does make you feel high. It's active in our body because we remove that group. So how do we go about removing that group? The answer is heat. We heat them up to remove that group. So this process of removing that functional group called a carboxylic acid, this whole process of heating up the THCA to make THC is called decarboxylation.
They're
and
so
although it is a long kind of complex word, it's very descriptive. Removing carboxylation, you're removing the carboxylic acid. So through other methods of consumption, such as smoking or vaping, that carboxylic acid is going to be removed just in the presence of the heat that is involved when you light it with a lighter, or if you're hitting your pen, coil is going to heat it up and remove that carboxylic acid. So your sample will be activated when you're using those products. But if you want to make edibles and you're just eating a gummy, there's no heating involved before you eat that gummy. So the heating needs to happen before you introduce your cannabis oil to make your brownies or your gummies or whatever other products you want to make. So although this is not a tutorial video on how to make edibles, I know people are going to ask.
There will be like a little bit of decarboxylation that happens during the process of gummy making because you're heating candy, right? Well, it depends on the kind of gummies you're making. And that's why we recommend, I'm going to smoke it. Those were edibles, just so you know. Say Lucky Charms. Those weren't just like regular cookies. Those were my chocolate chips, the high cookies. And I put rosin in them. So, I've been doing dabs all night. Where's my fucking super chat? Saint Lucky Charms. Have I not entertained you? Are you not entertained? Do you want me to bring my full Russell Crowe? I'll make that the goal. I'm supposed to be done. I've been streaming for over 3 hours at this point. I'm going to light this joint. I think you guys know about all of this shit. This is all I talk about. Decarboxylation. That's the ardent.
So this is just some different ways that we can actually decarb our product. So a lot of people will just take their cannabis flower, put it on a tray, and then put it in the oven at 245 for about a half hour. This works okay, but a lot of oven temperatures can be super unreliable. So you might want to invest in another way to monitor the temperature of your oven. Because if we go too warm, we can actually destroy some of the compounds in cannabis. And if we don't heat up enough, we're not going to be able to decarb or activate all of the cannabis products. So it's kind of a very delicate balance.
And you guys know how I look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. People are coming out. Bring it out. Bring it out now. Bring it out. Bring it out now. Let me write Senor's Hangout. I might have to do it on 2 lines, Senor. My chalkboard is full. I got maybe room for one. I could have put Senor there. I just wanted to make sure there was room for one more in case anybody wanted to send another one before we head out. If you had fun tonight, you know what to do. Let's go back to this browser real quick and finish this up.
Sous methods, there's videos on that. I personally use a infuser specifically made for decarbing and infusing cannabis. So I use what's called an ardent. It's amazing. It's not in everyone's financial bracket. It's about $300. Wow. So there are additional methods, but something like the ardent that's designed for cannabis, you're going to get a better extraction efficiency anyway. But you do you. So after we take our flour and we heat it in some way, so we're either heating in the oven, sous vide, or using an ardent or something, the flour is going to look a more brittle, more crispy, okay?
Have one of your bookstores order a bunch of books. So my publisher goes, "Hey, this bookstore just ordered a bunch of books." And then I'll come out. I'm not just going to come out. I go places when I'm invited to go places. Otherwise, look at, I got a live stream every Wednesday, every Saturday. I just got back from Kauai to go visit my family. That was after my book came out in April, right? So I've been hustling since April to spread the word about the book, which I know it's like, seems like you would want to do a book tour, but book tours, like,
and that makes sense because we did
people
just
don't
heat
show
it.
up.
So now we've transformed our THCA into
I'm not
THC.
Martha Stewart.
All the other cannabinoids are also being transformed
her.
from the
She's
acidic
an icon.
version to the non-acidic version. But for the sake of this
38.
video, we're just going to focus on THC.
You're getting in
So
early.
now that we have THC, remember it's still in the flower. So we've successfully decarbed it, and now we have to get that THC from the nug into some sort of solvent that we can use to bake with. So most people are probably used to can of butter or can of oils. And there's a very good reason why we're using butters and oils and even sometimes alcohol to extract our THC. So when we're thinking of what to infuse our cannabis in, we need to make sure that the cannabinoids can be extracted in the liquid.
And this is why
this takes a little bit of
for the honey experiment, this is why I ran an experiment on infusion rate of honey, and I posted those lab results on my Patreon, the Edibles Club, if you want to see them. They're up there, and you can see that honey is not a good solvent for cannabis, despite what you see online all the time. You cannot use honey in that way. I mean, you can. You're just going to end up with a not very potent honey and a honey covered flower. So, that's why you want to be using a fat and an oil
to practice
or an alcohol, because plant resin is soluble in them. Like when you think of like a sticky, you want something oily or you want an alcohol. You don't clean it with honey. Like if you get, I don't go and I don't take my rig and I go, you know what I'm going to use to clean my rig? I'm going to use honey. No.
Kind of understand this, but I'm going to walk you through what I think is the absolute most important thing here. It's this concept of like dissolves like. Okay.
Right.
So again, we're going to get into a little bit of chemistry here, but I hope that we can kind of all stick together during this and just comment any questions.
I'm with you, Riley.
Both of these structures are the structure of THC. They're the exact same molecule. They're just depicted differently.
Right.
So on the left molecule, this is the most simplified versions. Right. Carbons are shown as just a kink in the molecule, whereas on the right, we can see that the structure actually has a C for every carbon, an H for every hydrogen, an O for every oxygen. So the O's are highlighted in red.
Fat renders fat. That's
when
right,
we're
Natalie.
looking for a good solvent or a good carrier to actually extract that THC into, we want to look for solvents whose structure looks like THC. And we're going to go into this in more detail.
I wonder what
But let's again look at the right
like.
depiction of THC here. It's almost all carbons and hydrogens. And then there's just a couple oxygens that make up a very small proportion of that molecule. So if you ever heard of a hydrocarbon, hydrocarbons are molecules that are only hydrogens and carbons. So THC is a mostly hydrocarbon scaffold, but it does have a couple oxygens. So that's the same thing we're going to look for in the next few structures. So here are some examples.
Hydrogen and carbon.
Okay, so
butter.
On the left
is
the general
Riley,
structure of what butter actually looks like.
You're such a cool
so
lady.
This is the molecular makeup of butter. We notice again that there's a lot of carbons and hydrogens. They make up almost all of what butter is, except there's just a few of these oxygens, as we can see in the middle, holding together.
This is what my lab testing in the book found, that butter is so fucking good at extracting cannabinoids and THC.
This fat. So, because THC is mostly carbons and hydrogens with a few oxygens, and butter is mostly carbons and hydrogens with a few oxygens, this is going to be a really good solvent for getting THC to go into solution and be extracted efficiently.
It is very efficient.
I personally use coconut MCT oil or medium chain triglyceride oil when I'm infusing cannabis products. So again, we can see from looking at the structure of MCT oil, it's almost completely made of carbons and hydrogens, and then there's 4 oxygens in this MCT oil molecule. So again, the structures are very similar to THC in the sense that it's mostly
similar to
carbons and hydrogens, and there's just a few oxygens.
You know, like look at... Yeah.
Now, if we look at ethanol or alcohol that a lot of people like to make tinctures with, we can see that there's a lot less carbons and hydrogens, and there's only 1 oxygen. But since it still does contain those carbons and hydrogens, we can still extract THC very efficiently using ethanol.
But it needs to be a lot of ethanol.
Now, water is different, okay? So water, H2O, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, does not contain any carbons at all. So it's technically not an organic molecule because organic molecules need to contain carbons.
Wow.
Since this only contains oxygen and hydrogen and no carbons at all, that means this is going to be a really, really bad solvent for extracting THC. Structurally, it's extremely different than THC, so it would be really bad at extracting it, and other cannabinoids as well. So, THC.
Okay, so that's, that's why cold water hash is considered solventless, even though water is considered a universal solvent. In this case, it's,
It cannot be extracted in water, so we don't want to make cannabis teas because we're really not going to be extracting the cannabinoids. We might be extracting some other molecules in cannabis, but not necessarily the target molecules.
Right.
So just as a recap, some good fits are these fatty things like oils and butters and alcohols. Fatty things usually contain a lot of carbons and hydrogens. Right. Hydrocarbons.
See?
And bad fits are non-fatty, inorganic molecules like water. So when we're looking to make edibles, we're looking to use fatty substances.
That's why I love her. I really want to have her. I want to do something with her. I'm brainstorming. What's next? What's next? What's next, you guys? Because this book is out, and I love this book. And you guys have loved this book. Let me go back to the main. You all look at this. Look at my session tonight. You guys have really been generous. Thank you so much. And every little heart is an extra super chat from them. So the club really showed up. My club, the Patreon. You guys just love me, and I love you too. Thank you. The Discord is always awesome. I want to know how Nina's brownies turned out. I wonder which recipe she was doing. Hopefully the one from my cookbook. So I talk a lot about all of what she was talking about in that video. It was so interesting. I didn't I didn't get into the molecular kind of thing of butter and cannabis. I had reached out to Dr. Miyabi about the book, but they didn't get back to me. But they contacted me later and they're like, sorry, messaging can be, I get it. I was like, totally, I get it. But I wanted to I reached out to a lot of different scientists. None of them got back to me. So one of them was like, here, take my class. And then I did. I bought their stupid thing and then they didn't ever let me interview them. So whatever. It's okay. I'd love to do a project with her. I'd like to do a book, like a cookbook, and have her, be able to kind of come in from that perspective and talk about different things like that in a more I'm a cook. I'll do the recipes and the cooking. Anyway, so yes, thank you everyone who has written me a review on Amazon. It helps me so much. Everywhere you can write a review. I mean, should I do a final boop? If you send one more super chat, I'll do a final boop before we go. The stream has gone over 3 hours. I started at 4:20, but I kind of fucked up in the beginning. Maybe I don't need a boop. Thank you, Jasmine. I saw your review recently. Thank you so much. I know you've really been cooking through the book. I know you have been really putting it to the test, and you gave me 5 stars, and I appreciate that so much because I know like you wanted to be honest about it, and I appreciate that. I respect it. Like you really cook the recipes, and I did too. And it definitely like there's some of them that are easy. I think the hot honey firecrackers are a great recipe for a beginner. Send me a heart if you agree. I think they're great. They're a nice little snack, a little sneaky little snack. And there's a lot of amazing recipes in this cookbook. Sweet ones too. Um, the Zoot by the foot. Like all of them have fun names. And I even put my chocolate recipe in here, my marigold sweets chocolate recipe. So that's how much I don't gatekeep this information. I want everyone to know how to eat weed and have a good time. It's my goal in life. It's been my goal in life to just kind of like, I don't know, I just saw how people reacted to the plant when they got it and how edibles and food, because food is disarming in so many ways, right? Like you're meeting someone new, you break bread, you like, it's that's how you can share a message without words. And for me, cannabis, people really were like, wow, your chocolates help me sleep. That's what they love them for. They're like, these are great for sleep. And it might have been when I was first starting, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And so I would just decarb in the oven. I didn't even know what decarb meant. I just know that they hit harder if I put the hash in the oven and let it bubble a little bit. And once I saw the bubbles kind of slow down, I would take it out and then I would put it in the put it in the cream, and that's what I would do. And that was it was the right thing to do. And no one told me to do that. I just was like, I don't know. It just seemed like it was kind of raw in a way. And yeah. So that's from there, I've done a lot of experiments with the club. Links up top. You can click up top if you want to join the Discord. A few recipes are above my current skill level, but goals. Yeah, some of them like I clean scissors with a candle while I trim. Cool. Um, some of them like the gummies, if you watched my vlog, I don't know if you've seen my recent vlog, it's up on my Patreon. If you don't want to join, I don't know why, someone did this. Whoever you are, I'm so curious who you are. Someone bought the vlog, and I'm like, why wouldn't you just join the club for a month? And then you can be a part of the Discord and like see what it's all about. Because if you buy the episode individually, it's like $4 or $5, and to join the club, it's $5. So it's like, why? But whatever, to each their own. Um, so yeah, if you wanna join the club, join the club. Uh, oh, what I was trying to say is in the vlog, I show how I made the high Hawaiian gummies from my cookbook, um, with real juice from the farm in Hawaii, in Kauai, and it was really delicious. And I would eat them. I ate them with macadamia nuts and it tasted so good. It was really great. Ugh, I might have to make the cookies that I made there for the club. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe a trifle is too hard. I'm tired. Maybe I'll just do a cookie. Maybe I'll do a coconut thumbprint cookie. Coconut passion fruit thumbprint cookie. Yum. That sounds good. The gummies were mango that we made, but I can't get good mango. I can't. Once you eat, if you watch the vlog, once you see how many mangoes I ate like a couple weeks ago, you will be like, I can't be here and like go get a mango. I'd just be like, what? Feel silly. I can eat citrus here right now. Stone fruit is good here right now, but there's those mangoes were out of control. Just, ugh. Okay, I gotta go, you guys. I don't care that you didn't give me a freaking super chat. I'm gonna boop out of here, okay? We're gonna boop out of here. You're gonna hear me boop out of here. Oops, I dropped the lid. I hope you had fun tonight. I had fun tonight. This was fun tonight. I really like the lasagna. Good suggestion. I think Petra went to bed, but great suggestion, Petra. I'd have enough boops for tomorrow morning. I just want to leave enough boops that I can go stop by Cornerstone Wellness. If you don't know about Cornerstone, you should go check them out. They're pretty rad. They are in Los Angeles. They're on the east side, over the river, across from Target, next to a flower shop. There is another flower shop called Cornerstone. It's very discreet. It's very under the radar. Should go check them out. They've got some cool people hanging out there. My chess, Willie, for fuck's sake, I need to do my chess classes because I keep losing. I play one person in chess. His name is Willie. He's at Cornerstone Wellness. You can go tell him that Vanessa is fed up. Boop. Fed up. It's okay. I'm learning. I just keep on. I want to know what he sees that I don't see. Like, I'm not learning all the rules. They're not sticking in my head. I learned some of the rules. I get better. I get better and better the more lessons I learn. But there's all these like players. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. But you got to learn the names of all the different plays. It's like football, It's like you got to know what a fly sweep means. But you got to know what that means for chess. And like what to do. If you see this lineup in the game, you got to know what to do if you're on. You don't even know if you're on offense or defense yet. Well, if you're black, you're always starting in defense. Anyways, so we start talking about chess. All right, let me pull up my path. But I kind of like being black because I feel like I want to see what are you going to do? Tell me, what are you going to do? Thank you so much, everyone. If you want to hang out, Senor's Hangout, come hang out in the Discord. I'm telling you, $5. Come try it out. Seriously, I'm in there all the time. I'm showing you what I dab. You get a first look at everything. You can see my vlog. It's like 38 minutes long or something like that. It's of my vacation to Kauai. And, like if you join for a year, you get a mug and there's things like that. So it's very cool. It's very community oriented. We post movies and flower and growing tips. Thanks, man. Oh my God. Let me put this on the board before we go. I could fit you here. I'm going to hit this dab too. A L big heart for Madam Dram, our club producer. Let me roll these credits. Turn this down a little bit while I say goodnight to all of you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed the sesh. These are my club members. If you haven't figured it out, these are cool people. And if you want to see your name here, you know what to do. Click the link up top, join the club, get first dibs on merch, join the Discord. See what we're dabbing? See what we're booping? Get a say in what I make in the kitchen sesh? I'll see you all on Saturday, I hope. I'm making something sweet. You know what we say. Remember who you are.